Hello, welcome to the Football Social with Sky Bet. We are live right now to bring you all the Saturday 3 o'clock games and what games we have for you. And
massive games.
Guests we have for you. David's very excited. First up, one of our favourite guests from last season. It's Jermaine Pennant. Jermaine, look at that reaction.
I love it, boys.
You were particularly excited the last time we were on the show. Remind the viewers what show it was you were on.
Liverpool, Barcelona, semi-final Champions League.
Second leg.
Second leg.
OK, hoping for as much drama as that game. And alongside you, Pete Dorman, back in Social Corner. Pete,
love
Pete,
Pete
Dorman. A lot of love for Pete Dorman as well. Just remind the viewers how they can get in touch to play.
They've got a huge part today. Yeah, it's very easy to get in touch. You can drop your comments in the live chat on YouTube or head over to Twitter and tweet us at Football Daily or at SoccerAM with the hashtag The Football Social, and that'll land right on me, and I'll pick the best ones out.
Love it.
Oh, that was lovely.
That
was lovely, Pete.
Probably the most excited man in the studio. Dave Jackson, how have you been, mate? Good week?
Fantastic week. Arsenal won today. Fantastic, isn't it?
OK, yes. Yeah. Congratulations. There we go.
Yeah,
Move on from that.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Next to you, Will Brazier.
Yes.
Always love having you on the show, mate.
Hello,
of course,
Adam.
you're in the armchair role. It's actually a new armchair today.
Yeah, it's nice, actually.
It's incredibly
isn't it?
small for such a tall man.
It is. I don't know why we've given the tallest man the smallest chair, but we have. Just remind the viewers what games you are watching, because you're across the other 4 games.
Yes, I'm watching the rest of the 3 o'clocks. I'll be watching Villa versus Bournemouth, Brighton versus West Ham, Everton versus Watford and Norwich versus Newcastle.
Yes, there we go, those 4 games. So, of course, that leaves our feature game, which is Southampton against Liverpool. Jermaine, you'll be watching your beloved Reds today. So, before we get on to that, let's just have a look at all the fixtures. And, of course, one result to bring you. Dave, come on, let's get over the way. 2-1 Arsenal.
Massive
Good win for Arsenal.
Yeah. Do you jump to that now, or you know, wait?
Go on, we can gloss over it.
Yeah, very good performance from the Spanish fellow midfielder, Ceballos. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he was particularly
Caballos.
good.
Not even
close. Yeah, Caballos, he was very good. And Arsenal didn't play particularly well, but they won. So that's all.
Okay,
Big up Ceballos.
Lacazette and Aubameyang with the goals for Arsenal. Aston Villa play Bournemouth, so these are our 3 o'clocks. Brighton play West Ham. Watford travel to Goodison Park. It is Norwich against Newcastle, and our feature game is Southampton versus Liverpool. And then, of course, Saturday Night Football, huge game tonight, live on Sky Sports. Man City versus Tottenham.
City!
Oh, big game.
You were quite nervous,
game.
Dave, going back to the Arsenal game, weren't you?
Yes, we didn't play particularly well, but we managed to grind it out. It's similar to last week, actually.
Arsenal grinded out both results, haven't they? Which is a
right.
good sign.
Sign of champions.
Very good sign.
Sign of champions, I like that. Let's have a
Nice
look.
to meet you, mate.
Let's have a little bit more of that. But it was a good, 3 points. Now I can relax and enjoy my weekend.
OK, there we go. Because that is literally your weekend. You can only enjoy it if Arsenal win, as you've said many times before.
Yeah.
Let's look ahead to our feature game, Southampton, Liverpool. Jermaine, good week for Liverpool this week.
Yeah, very good week, you know. Winning a competition, bringing a silverware home is always a great start to the season. And, you know, they're doing it against a big team, Chelsea.
Major trophy, that? There was a bit of debate on social whether that... I mean, for me, it is because it's a
the
European
best two teams in Europe, you know. So it is a big trophy. And if you look at the past winners, it's a lot of big teams are winning it. So, you know.
Yeah, I get
Liverpool.
that, but I just can't look past it being the European Charity Shield, European Community Shield. You know, is it glorified pre-season?
It's a trophy.
Fair enough.
It's in your cabinet. And you celebrate like a trophy. So.
Yeah.
And you did celebrate, didn't you? I saw you got very animated.
Oh, yeah. My social feed was popping. Because I've got a Chelsea mate, and he was giving a bit of stick, so I thought I'd just, you know, si, senor, pass the ball to Bobby, he will score.
There we go. David, love that. OK, let's look at the team news for today. Southampton versus Liverpool. Very confident Jermaine Pennant. This is the Southampton team that will start the game gun in goal. Bednarak, Yoshida and Vestergaard at the back. Then in midfield of Valerie, Ward-Prowse, Romeo, Højbjerg, who is captain, and Bertrand with Shea Adams and Nathan Redmond up top. So that is the Southampton starting lineup. Let's have a look at Liverpool's team. Adrian in goal. Big talking point, of course, because Alisson injured. Now, Adrian did get a minor injury in the celebration with a fan in the Super Cup, but he passes a fitness test, so he does play. Back line of Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. Midfield 3 of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wijnaldum, Milner, with Salah, Firmino, Mane. Jermaine, thoughts on that team, and in particular the midfield 3?
I can see why it's changed it, you know, playing extra time in Istanbul, the heat took out of the players' legs, so... You know, Anderson being changed for fresh legs for Milner, kind of similar players up and down the park. So, yeah, it was really the obvious changes they're going to make.
Yeah, and do you think that's important for Liverpool this season, the squad depth? Because everyone says that Man City have got the best squad depth.
Which they have.
Their bench last weekend. But
yeah.
Is Liverpool good enough to compete with Man City in terms of the depth of their squad?
The depth, probably not. But if they keep players fresh and injury-free, then they'll be able to, keep up with them. Because, like I said, Man City's second team could challenge for the Premier League. That's how strong the team is.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Mourinho said that, didn't he? Of the four teams, he singled Man City B as a team that could win the league. Looking at that Liverpool team, are you surprised with some of the starting names in that Liverpool team, Dave?
No, I'm quite excited to see the front three back. And I think, you were saying, I think Liverpool's starting 11 can definitely match City, but then if they get any injuries, then they're in a bit of trouble. Not a bit of trouble, obviously, they're still going to be out there.
Yeah.
But whether or not they can compete for the title, if they get injuries, I don't think they can, to be honest.
Okay.
Which is a bit harsh, but it's not. It's
a bit harsh, because of what City have got. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Let's hear from Jurgen Klopp. This is what he had to say ahead of the game.
Southampton is a really strong side with a very specific style of play, and we had enough time to analyse them. It's just the day when you come back, we never take longer. And it was just that we had to do it last night immediately after coming back from the other game. So we saw 2 pre-season games, watched them, and saw the game against Burnley. So we have all the information we need. They have the opportunity. I can make a few changes, but they didn't play as bad as the 3-0 looks, and they will be still full of desire and confidence, and maybe even more so, of course, desire because the way how they lost the game at Burnley.
There we go. So the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp. How do you see this one going, Jermaine? Because this was a tight result last season.
Yeah, I'll just say that. It's going to be tough because Liverpool find certain teams, they always, like the bogey teams, they struggle to dominate. So it is going to be tough, but I reckon, bouncing off that little Super Cup win, the confidence and momentum is going to be high. Southampton losing to Burnley the way they did, the confidence is going to be low. So 2 things aside, I think Liverpool should come out strong and win this one. Comfortable. It's
big news that Adrian starts, because obviously second choice keeper, because Alisson's out, he does start. There he is. These are live pictures at St Mary's now. Because if he weren't to start, Andy Lonergan would have been the next choice keeper, 35-year-old keeper on loan at Rochdale. And this is someone that played with you.
Yes, I played with under 18s all the way through to 21s.
Yeah.
He was a good goalkeeper, but I would not put him in a Liverpool shirt, Premier League, making a debut goalkeeper. So I think it's a great boost. No disrespect, Andy, mate, but a great boost for Liverpool that Adrian's playing.
The right smile there. And it would have been a massive game. Never played a Premier League match either at the age of 35. It's quite lucky that Liverpool would have then been down to their third choice keeper in the second league game of the season.
Yeah, it's unheard of, isn't it, for you both keepers to get injured. So, it was unlucky that he's in this position anyway, almost being injured and almost being out. I think the fans is even more, relieved that he is playing, because, he'll be getting some massive stick.
Yeah. Dave, how do you see this one going? Because obviously you were watching the Arsenal-Burnley game, and a game on paper that you thought Arsenal may have won comfortably. Similarities to this game at Burnley made it difficult for Arsenal. Do you think Southampton might do the same?
No, I think Liverpool wins by two goals. I think they'll get a nice early one, and then they'll get one in the second half. I think this will be quite an easy day for Liverpool, to be honest.
Will, do you agree with that? Will, sorry. Pete, do you agree with that?
I personally don't think this will be as easy as Liverpool think it will be. They've got some questions defensively. They conceded more shots on target against Norwich than they did in the whole season last year at home, and they're both very high pressing teams. Yeah. So I think it's going to be an interesting game and there's going to be goals, but I'm not sure it's going to be that easy for Liverpool. Okay.
Have we got any questions from social? A lot of people joining the stream last week. We've got 5 games going ahead. Let us know what Liverpool or Southampton fans are saying ahead of kick-off.
So there's a question here from Hunter Meany, who has asked, do you think Danny Ings and Shea Adams are a viable strike partnership for a mid-table team?
Will?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
straight away.
If you watch Shea Adams last year, which I had the absolute privilege of doing, being a Birmingham City fan, banging 23 goals in with the midfield that he had behind him, if he got Nathan Redmond and the rest of the Southampton team, Danny Ings proven scorer in the Premier League, so could be pushing for Champions League if you ask me.
No one reacted at all to that. No,
that's just fact.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't think bringing in Shea Adams won't have a transformative impact on their front line. He scored 22 goals last season in the Championship. Yeah. Granted, Birmingham mid-table Championship team.
Steady, Pete.
Yeah, okay, well, fair enough. But Danny Ings led the way for them last year, 7 goals. Like, they're missing a lot of goals.
Yeah, he's good for that side though, because they're very high pressing, aren't they? And
yeah,
he'll do a lot of the running, especially today. So,
but like they need someone to score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I think since 2015 nobody scored over 10 goals.
Struggled.
Well, I guess you've got to wait until a few games are gone and see how Shea gets on first before we write him off. You know, he could be the top goal scorer. We don't know. He could be scoring goals left, right, and centre.
He was talking about winning the league, wasn't he, when he joined? Do you remember?
He was very
he thought he could win the league at Southampton
and Europe. Yeah,
it's the hope that kills you.
Looking at Southampton, you look at teams. How do you think, the Southampton narrowly avoided relegation on a couple of occasions, but they've got some good players. If you look at the teams around them, do you think they'll push on a little bit this year now, or do you still worry for them looking at that lineup?
They should be a mid-table team. You know, they should never really be fighting for relegation. But you know, football is a funny-old game, and it's all about confidence. And soon as that's in doubt and breaks, that's it. You get yourself into a dogfight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get a quick score prediction from everyone then for our feature game. Will, how do you see it going?
I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool.
2-1 to Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Ox to get a goal.
Oh, I think I'm going. Did you say 3-1?
3-1.
I was going to go for that as well. So I'm going to go 3-1 as well. I'm not copying you, but
You've got to say a goal scorer.
Jermaine?
OK, cool.
2-0. I'll say it for him.
Salah.
2-0 Liverpool, Salah. And, si, senor. Pass the ball to Fabinho, he will score.
Yes, Jermaine.
I think 2-1 Liverpool with Nathan Redmond opening the scoring.
Okay, like that. And on that subject, we can give you the live pictures here. So teams are out. This is the scenes at St Mary's. Southampton making 2 changes from last weekend's defeat at Burnley, with former Liverpool forward Danny Ings dropping to the bench and Jack Stevens unavailable. So defender Maya Yoshida and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who captains the side, returns to the starting lineup. For Liverpool, Spanish keeper Adrian is fit to play, as we said. Big news after suffering an ankle injury in a collision with a pitch invader after the UEFA Super Cup win against Chelsea. 3 changes from the side that started in Istanbul. Wijnaldum, Firmino and Alexander-Arnold all returning. And your mate, Andy Lonergan, on the bench, 35-year-old keeper. So we'll see if he pops on. These are the scenes at Villa Park, Villa's first home game in the Premier League. Obviously, they lost to Spurs last weekend. They played Bournemouth. Aston Villa make... Those were the boos from Will Fraser, who's a Birmingham City fan, just to put that in. Villa make just 1 change from last week's defeat by Spurs. New signing Douglas Costa replaces Conor Hourihane. But Bournemouth, interestingly, make 2 changes from last weekend's draw with Sheffield United. Charlie Daniels and debutant Harry Wilson both start. So those are the scenes at Villa Park. And these are the scenes at Brighton, the Amex Stadium. Brighton play West Ham, and Brighton's new signing, Leandro Trossard, comes in for Jurgen Locadia to make his Seagulls debut. £20 million summer signing Neil Maupay, who scored against Watford last weekend, is named on the bench. Great scenes at the Amex. And West Ham make 5 changes, interestingly.
5?
Yes, 5 changes, Dave, to the side that were thrashed by Manchester City by 5 goals last weekend. In come Ogbonna and Masuaku in defence. New signing Pablo Fornals, Robert Snodgrass and Javier Hernandez all start. So big changes for West Ham in that one. And from one game to another, this is the scenes at Goodison Park. Marco Silva names just 1 change for Everton, with Jean-Philippe Mavin making his first start in place of the suspended Morgan Schneider, who of course got sent off last week. Watford also showed just 1 change from the side that lost at home to Brighton, with Roberto Pereira coming in for Andre Gray. That'd be a close game, that one. Everton versus Watford, tough one to call, I think.
Goals in that
game, we hope. Will be across all of these games, don't forget. And we can give you the scenes at Norwich, where Will be across as well. One of 4 games that he'll be watching is Norwich versus Newcastle. And the Canaries make 1 change from last week's 4-1 loss at Liverpool, as Kenny McLean drops to the bench for Moritz Leitner. 2 changes for Newcastle from the 1-0 loss to Arsenal on the opening day. Emil Kraft and Ki Sung-young come in for Javier Manquillo and Sean Longstaff. So those the scenes in all of our games. All of them kick off at 3 o'clock. And of course, it wouldn't be a football social without a Sky Bet group bet. Oof. This is what the panel have gone for. Jermaine Pennant with the quickest, easiest prediction when he asked what would the score be, between Southampton and Liverpool. You said away win all day long, didn't you? Very confident.
Correct.
There we go. I've gone for a West Ham win. 5 changes for West Ham against Brighton. Pete, you've gone for Everton to beat Watford there. Will has gone for Bournemouth to beat Aston Villa. partly because he's a Birmingham City fan.
When I'm doing my job, I'm neutral, so that is based on performance alone.
There we go. And Dave Jackson,
come on, boy.
Away win, Newcastle to beat Norwich.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget you can get odds of 84-1 with our friends at Sky Bet. Don't forget you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. All odds are live and subject to change. For more info, go to skybet.com. Please gamble responsibly.
Come on then. Come on, the
So our kickoffs are moments away. Just looking at your games, Will. You're going to be multitasking any minute now.
Live for this. I absolutely live for this. I'm ready to go.
The first of the 4 games just about to be kicked off. Looks like Brighton and West Ham.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's going to be underway. There we
Norwich
go.
Back in the Premier League at their home grounds. And,
there we go. And we have kicked off in our feature game, of course. Don't forget, get your questions into us at Football Daily, at SoccerAM. Use the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. We will read the best ones out. Here we go.
Yes.
There we go. We're back. First multi-game, Dave. Exciting times, isn't it?
I love the multi-game.
You do, don't you?
I absolutely love the multi-game where Will Brazier's losing his nut. It's fantastic.
Dave, earlier when we were watching, I caught you watching the Arsenal game. There was a lot of Arsenal fans describing the early games as a must-win today. Liverpool fans describing this as a must-win. It's only week 2, but is that because of how strong City and how competitive the league is now that these certain games you look at as must-win for these clubs?
I think also as well because we've got Liverpool and then Spurs back-to-back, so it's important we pick up points and not just points like wins against the teams who are going to be around the bottom, i.e. like a Newcastle and Burnley. Chance.
Go on, Robert.
First chance of the game. Will Brazier, talk us through what happened there. Liverpool on the attack. We'll come to Liverpool in a minute. Big chance for Liverpool. Danger is clear. Will Brazier, first chance of the game. What happened?
It was a chance for Brighton in swinging free kick, and Dan Burn, former Birmingham City legend, has rose highest and he's headed it over the bar. But bright start for Brighton.
Should he score? Should have scored, I think.
I mean, I think he's 6'7", so he should literally be doing a lot better than that.
Love the fact there's already been 4 Birmingham City references. We're only 1 minute into the stream. Jermaine, back to you on the feature game. Liverpool with the first opening of the game.
Yes, long ball from Trent, back stick to Firmino, si senor. He headed it back and a good clearance, but Liverpool started strong on the front foot here.
There we go. So still 0-0 in all our games, all kicking off at 3 o'clock, a minute in. Should have seen our first goal there, Dave, for you.
He's gone down!
Another chance, Will. Talk us through what's happening in the Villa-Bournemouth game.
I think there's a penalty for Bournemouth. The ref's pointing, but it's a terrible camera angle, so I don't know where it's going. Tom Heaton shaking his head.
Here we go, here's a replay.
Callum Wilson goes round the keeper. He gets brought down. Is he going to keep the ball in?
I think it's going to be VAR.
Is this a pen for you,
We're
Jermaine?
going to
Yes or
VAR.
no?
If he's made contact,
slow and sloppy pen.
I think it's a pen.
He's not going anywhere, but you've touched him.
From that,
it's
from that angle there.
Going to VAR.
On Callum Wilson. It's a bit similar to Tammy Abrahams in the Super Cup, I think. Coming across, there's little contact, but I think there is contact.
If that's not a penalty,
just to
the
confirm,
game's gone.
they've given the penalty.
Get in there! For the goals, obviously. Who's this going to be stepping up
So, Will,
now?
just to confirm, they've given the penalty.
The penalty has been given.
Right, let's stay with Will Brazier over this penalty. Talk us through what's going on here,
Tom
Will.
Heaton took down Callum Wilson, and I think it's Joshua King stepping up. Fantastic scoring record over the last 3 seasons. In front of the whole end. And he's scored!
First goal of the day! It is Villa 0, Bournemouth 1. Describe that, Birmingham City fan, Will Brazier.
I am ever neutral. It was a definite penalty. I don't know why we had to wait for VAR. Callum Wilson using his pace.
Chance Liverpool.
Got round Tom Heaton.
Chance for Liverpool to win. Oh! It is all go on the Football Social.
This is all kicking off. I don't know where to look, but I'm watching Liverpool. James Milner bursting through the middle. Little shot, but got deflected and safely in the hands.
We're only 3 minutes in. I don't think I can handle this for 80 minutes.
Replay of the penalty. Good pen, this, Will.
I mean, in front of the Holt, one of the biggest stands in the Premier League, but he's kept his nerve, kept his composure, and Joshua King has slotted home, and his scoring record is up and running for this season.
Yeah, Josh King scored just 1 goal in his last 8 appearances. Club's record scorer in the Premier League with 42 goals, including 12 last season. Josh King with the first goal of the day. Will, what have you spotted? Sorry, Dave, what have you spotted?
I think maybe in the Everton-Watford game, the ball definitely struck a Watford player's hand. I don't know if it was inside the box, outside the box. It was all kinds of boxes, mate. You know.
Okay.
But there's a player down. You're
going to keep us updated with that game,
big time.
Go on.
Yeah. So he's still down. You know. And we're just waiting for the replay.
By the looks of it, he's still down.
I think he's doing that. He's doing that Stephen Taylor thing where he did for Newcastle, where he's definitely handballed it, but he's now pretending that he's taken one to the.
Winded.
Yeah, there we go. Just having shots of
fantastic facial there on the young man there.
Still down in the Everton versus Watford game. Just having a look at the replay now.
Liberal use of the word fantastic.
Yeah, love.
on our screen.
I don't know, it wasn't his arm.
it
It was his stomach.
It's a ball to the chest. We should think
Does
he
it
should
warrant
be
2-minute injury time?
No, it really doesn't. A ball to the chest
Probably
is not
doesn't.
doing that, yeah.
Get on with it, mate.
Just seeing shots of the gaffers there. Of course, Marco Silva, who spent 8 months in charge at Watford before leaving in January with club, citing unwarranted approach by a Premier League rival that caused significant deterioration in both focus and results, to a point where long-term future of Watford had been jeopardised. They were the quotes, and he is facing his former club.
Norwich!
And on that note, chance for Norwich. Will, what happened?
Yeah, fantastic work down the right-hand side, working it into the box, and he was in the 6-yard box, but it's a fantastic save by the keeper, and Newcastle have gone up the other end. And in the Watford game, the ball's just scrambled across the box. Everton are trying to recycle it. Bernard starting again, whips one in, and it's headed away. Fantastic start to the Premier League's second week.
Jermaine, are you enjoying the multi-game football social? Because you're in a single game last time. It's all go, isn't it?
It's all going off. It's there, hammers and tongs at the minute. I don't know where to watch it. I want to concentrate on Liverpool, but it's all going off on the multi-screen.
There's a lot going on. That Norwich-Newcastle game is end-to-end. We'll come back to you shortly. Liverpool look the dominant of the team. Early start worth pointing out, but Liverpool with a couple of half chances, I suppose
half chances, obviously, with Mourinho and Firmino. But they do look the dominant. And on the break now with Oxlade-Chamberlain, if he gets a good cross in. And he has done.
It's
crossed into the centre to Mane, and a good clearance from Ward-Prowse. Doing some good defending duties. I would not be there. That was me. So it's corner to Liverpool.
Okay, corner to Liverpool. While there's a little break in play, Pete, should we go back to you for social corner? Any questions that are coming in?
There's a bit of a theme developing in the comments, and Stacey Booth has asked, can Liverpool go one better this season and beat City to the Premier League?
97 points last season, only 1 point off beating Man City. Dave, what are your thoughts?
I think it is going to be so tough. And actually, even as an Arsenal, I actually feel very sorry for Liverpool, because I don't think they could have done much more.
Yeah.
What was the game against Man City? It was literally, 5 centimetres with the difference
the
between
only
them
game that Liverpool lost last season.
Yeah, was that,
and it was Man City.
That's mad, that.
And as you say, I think like last season, they had very little injuries as well. I think about to have that kind of luck this season. I think it's going to be very tough for them.
Jermaine, are you surprised with the lack of business Liverpool did in the transfer window compared to how much the other teams did?
Yeah, I personally thought they should have got a top central midfielder.
Yeah.
Some creative, no taken away from Jordan Anderson. But sometimes tiny little bit of fear. They leave too much to the top three.
Yeah.
So with a creative midfielder in there, can maybe just take the pressure off the top three and give a little bit more, like Silva, De Bruyne from Man City have got.
Yeah.
Would you have taken Coutinho back? That kind of player?
Exactly. That's someone like that who can also create goals, score goals.
Oh! Chance, we'll go to you. What happened? Which game is it?
Timu Pukki in the Norwich versus Newcastle game. Obviously, great finish. Put it past the far post.
Oh,
so unlucky.
Good turn and swivel.
Scored a good goal at Anfield last weekend, of course. And I've got an amazing Timu Pukki stat here. Listen to this. Timu Pukki has scored with his first shot on target.
Adrian.
Don't ruin the stat, Dave.
Sorry, that was
Timu
close.
Pukki has scored with his first shot on target in each of the last 8 league seasons. 8 league seasons in a row.
That's great stat.
First shot on target, all been goals.
That's outrageous.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
That's going to quiz time with Dorman.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Simon, lovely. Plugged his own bit, love that. And he looks all right, doesn't he? Good goal at Anfield. Scored a lot of goals in the Championship last season. Big step up, though, of course.
Yes, a massive step up, but that's what he's not the player who's going to beat 3-2 men. He's a finisher. He's a guy you give him a chance, he will score.
29 league goals last season.
That's good
Norwich,
going.
Great season in the Championship.
Listen, the Championship's a tough league. No matter what you say, it's a very tough league. It's a lot faster than the Premier League.
It's relentless as well. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of groans there. Tell you what, chance for Southampton there.
It was Shea, wasn't it?
Big Virg.
See, I think that's where Liverpool kind of missed out in the transfer window and not getting another centre back in. Obviously, Van Dijk came in and was transformative, but like Gomez, Matip, etc., I think they're a tier down in terms of quality.
Which is nice football.
And I think that's where they'll fall short in depth. Like City went out, had a fantastic team already, got Rodri, got Cancelo.
Sorry, Pete.
They added to their team. So City have done better. Liverpool has stayed the same. So again, if anybody gets injured, if any of the big players gets injured, their plan B is nowhere near as strong.
I think Liverpool will come in January. I think January.
Is it not harder to strengthen in January though? You don't tend to see
especially big players as well. Do they want to go mid-season?
Yeah. Grown from you, Will, what happened? Give us an update on a couple of the games.
Yeah, Aston Villa McGuinness-Esther with a fantastic shot from about 25 yards out. I think it was just tipped over there, working the corner. And Sigurdsson's got a very attacking free kick, but he's put it into the wall. And that's bread and butter for Ben Foster.
There we go.
Oh, he's coming a bit late there, ref. Have a little word.
No, he's played on.
There we go, play on.
King feel aggrieved.
So still 0-0 in our feature game. Half chance for Southampton before that as well, Jermaine.
Yeah, it was a little long ball to Shea Adams. And big Virgil, but the pace and strength of Virgil just saw that off and it crept through to Adrian.
Speaking of Shea Adams, he has only scored once in his previous 14 games. He's an 8-1 price boost to score first today. Big goal! What's 7-1 now? 8-1 price boost. Shea Adams to score the next goal, but we will go to Everton. Big goal, Will Brazier.
Yeah,
Who's done
Bernard, not Bernard's watch. It's Bernard's time to shine, and he scored for Everton. Fantastic goal. I'm still yet to see the replay, but it's 1-0 for them. And they need this. If they've got them top 6 ambitions, they need to be beating teams like Watford, and they've taken the lead.
Here we go. Back to the replay. This is the replay. Go on, Dave. You saw it.
The ball. Bernard cut inside, took a touch, and bang! Very, very good goal.
He'll need that as well, won't he? With all the pressure, with all the new signings coming on.
Beating the keeper at the near post. Foster's got really better than that.
Ben Foster's scrambling for that. I forgot how hard this is to watch 4 games.
Yeah.
So 1-0, second goal of the game. It is Everton 1, Watford 0.
Good goals, mate.
Starts the season for Watford so far. Obviously, lots to go in this game.
I've got a stat for you.
Go on, give us a stat. There, though,
Javier Garcia was the first Watford manager in years to complete a full season in the Premier League. For a 38 game.
That's depressing.
Do you know, from start to finish? Because they chop and change so much.
They do chop and change managers a lot.
Normally works for them.
Good season for Watford last season as well. Very good season for Watford. Obviously got to the FA Cup final. The final didn't go too planned for them, but club record in a Premier League campaign, 50 points, had their most wins 14, most goals 52, got to the FA Cup final. So it was a good season for Watford, but it's not got off to the start they would have wanted. It is currently Everton 1, Watford 0. Jermaine, anything we've missed in your feature game?
No, it's gone a little bit stale now, a bit sloppy from Liverpool at times. Southampton are now just, sitting back, getting 11 players behind the ball, trying to make it difficult for Liverpool, and I guess they're trying to catch them on the counter-attack. So still 0-0.
The 2 0-0 games, Will, any big chances in the games without a goal in your game?
Yeah, Norwich have started really lively back at Carrow Road, back in the Premier League, and it was Todd Cantwell that sort of turned on a sixpence and got a shot off very close to the keeper. Maybe would have looked to have done better, but they've started really brightly. And apart from Dan Burn had the chance for Brighton very early on, but not too much in that game. But Norwich definitely on top against Newcastle.
It's fair, though. If you're like...
Chance for Ox! Jermaine!
Oh, goal!
Come to Jermaine! What a goal! Going off!
Harry Wilson only scores bangers, and he's done it again at Villa Park. I think it's his debut, and if it's not, it should be. What a goal in front of the whole end. It's Villa 0, Bournemouth 2. Let's have a look at this one, because it could be goal of the season in round 2. Pick this one out.
Here is the replay, Will Brazier.
The Liverpool boy.
Villa trying to clear it, trying to work it out from the back. Terrible step over there. Harry Wilson, central of the goal. Oh, is it deflected? It's off both posts.
Deflection.
You bigged that up a lot.
It is his debut. We're just looking at it again.
Deflection.
I'll calm down a little bit. Won't be goal of the season, but
Goal of the season, it was described as.
yeah, deflected goal of the season. Post goes in, and a terrible start for Villa as Bournemouth lead 2-0.
2-0
That's
Bournemouth
another
at Villa
goal
Park.
they've conceded from trying to play it from the back, because Grealish got picked in the last week.
Game, Very, very poor from Aston Villa.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Not the start that Villa would have wanted. Villa did. I was at the game. Villa started very well against Spurs, actually. Good first half, but they did ultimately lose the game. And an interesting stat from that one as well. Jack Grealish, I thought, had a good game, incidentally.
He did.
Lost 19 Premier League appearances in a row. Of course, he had the spell in the Championship in between that. But 19 consecutive Premier League matches he has lost, which is the longest run of defeats by any player in Premier League history, Jermaine.
It's a great start.
It's a great start. That's one for the grandkids.
It is.
There we go.
Full of stats today.
Well, it was a chance for Ox a minute ago.
Chance.
It was a great ball down the line from Trent to Salah. Salah running behind the defence into the corner flag, a cheeky little back heel into Ox's path. And then he just kind of dragged his shot wide of the keeper's right. But he got closed down by 3 defenders. So
I've got a question here from...
Chance, Newcastle.
I've got a question here from Jake Crawley, who has asked,
Do you think that the Ox will show the flair and energy that he had before his injury?
It's always difficult coming back from injury, if it's a big injury as well, to show what he was beforehand. But the way the staff and the coaching staff and all the players have been speaking, how he's been in pre-season, it looks like he could come back, and it's showing glimpses so far of his old days at Southampton and why Arsenal and Liverpool bought him.
And does your mentality change after a huge injury? Because are you kind of more sitting on the fence, a bit reserved, thinking it might happen again? Or?
No, it's just more trying to get back into the rhythm of things. You need probably 1 or 2 games to get that confidence up, and again with sport, it's massive. Confidence is massive. Good save. So if he just gets a few good games under his belt, and then he should be the old Ox.
Yeah, I mean, he started pretty well today.
Yeah, he has. So
he also, at the time of his injury, was playing really well for Liverpool. It was a time when it was before the World Cup, wasn't it? It was Liverpool got to the Champions League final. You felt it must have been one of the worst periods to get injured in because he was playing that Man City game in the Champions League is brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A big injury like that at the time as well. It's such a gut wrenching, feeling to know you're missing the Champions League final.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes, like I said, the mentality of a player as well. It can be hard to bounce back from that.
Yeah, is it harder mentally sometimes? We did a piece with Dele Alli a few weeks back, and he was saying that the periods last season he found very mentally difficult when you get a physical injury. That it's very hard to. And he was saying that even when you're in the gym on your own, or even if you go away at what seemed to be a holiday, you're still doing rehab on your own. It's very hard. And in a successful time for Spurs last season, when they're going through big games and Champions League finals, that he's got these niggly injuries. Did you find that in your career? That it's hard
it is, because rehab, you can do rehab, so you can always get your fitness back. That's but it's like I said, it's the mental side of it. Watching your team do well when you want to be a part of that. Not being able to help your team when things ain't going well. You can give a little bit of boost, and it's frustrating and it winds you up because you can play, but the injury is stopping you to give that extra bit more. It's all about mental.
Ledley King said stuff about that when through his injuries that he felt that he was missing out on a lot of the banter and the kind of to get togetherness of the squad because he was so far removed. He was coming in after everybody had done their warm up. He was doing everything on his own, and he kind of felt so far removed from the squad that it was tough mentally to keep going and kind of keep pushing forward through the rehab.
Yeah, it must be very difficult. Interestingly, James Milner, I think, has just gone off.
He's got a cut.
He's got a cut in his head, so Milner is temporarily off. Henderson is warming up. We'll keep you updated as to whether Milner will be coming back. But Liverpool currently playing with 10 men in our feature game. Southampton, bit of a counter-attack. Was this for Southampton, Jermaine?
Yeah, it's a slight counter-attack. Romelu put a long ball in for Redmond. Obviously, Liverpool down to 10 men. Trent stood his ground, done well. Oh, no, it's Ox. Ox covering back.
It is. Corner for Southampton.
Blocking Redmond. Well, good defending. So it's the worst nightmare being a winger trying to defend.
Track back.
It's the worst thing. So
you mentioned that twice. I can tell that wasn't a particularly enjoyable part of your game.
I had to do it though. I had no choice. But it's not something I like doing.
Is it that you just feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, obviously you get away with a lot because of your pace. So that. Corner.
Chance for Southampton. Ball whipped in from the corner. That is a chance. It's just gone narrowly wide.
Yeah.
Big chance for Southampton.
Corner in, flicked on by the big man, Verstappen.
Here we go.
Shea Adams,
Narrowly wide, Jermaine.
Narrowly wide. It's just based. I think it was a little hitting out back in the box. Big man didn't put his foot on it. That would have been a goal because he was onside, no flag up.
Shea Adams started very lively.
So let off Liverpool.
Anything else going on in your games, Will?
Free kick for Villa. El Ghazi over the wall and over the bar, but Norwich absolutely on top at Carroll Road. Timu Pukki had another golden chance, but he whipped it up to the near post, but put it straight at Dubravka, who to be fair made a good save. And Tim Krul was nearly caught out on his line from a stray cross from one of the Newcastle players, but still 0-0 there.
Against his former club, of course. So let's, while we've got a lull in play, I don't think there's going to be a goal imminently. Commentators' curse, of course, just to remind you of the results. Arsenal beating Burnley earlier on today. 2-1, thanks to goals from Lacazette and Aubameyang. Ashley Barnes with his third of the season already for Burnley. It's currently Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2. Josh King and Harry Wilson on his debut for Bournemouth. Brighton Hove Albion, West Ham is currently 0-0. Everton lead Watford 1-0 thanks to that goal from Bernard. And it's Norwich 0, Newcastle 0. And Southampton Liverpool is goalless. But it's been a good game, Southampton Liverpool.
Yes, I think Southampton are now starting to claw the way back into it. That little corners give them a little bit of hope. Obviously, that being down to 10 men.
The attack against it.
Ran out of play. So they're starting to come back into it, get a bit more confidence. I think the fans probably getting a bit behind them, getting the atmosphere up. So You know, come on, Liverpool, just let's weather this little storm.
Surprised with them, in 20 minutes, Southampton have created quite a few chances, which is you don't usually see with Liverpool this early on.
No, Liverpool is just sturdy, aren't they? Back, you know, rock solid. But like I said, it's only been half chances, nothing really major scares. So, one from the corner.
When about the back.
When Adrian's got the ball at his feet, I'm not as confident as when Alisson's got it.
Yeah.
You know, Alisson's.
Yeah,
Liverpool.
up at the back, Liverpool. It's another Southampton corner.
It was a long ball into Liverpool's defence where
exactly what you said. You weren't confident with the ball at his feet.
Look, see, Alisson can pick out a player. He's like a centre back, Alisson.
I mean, that pass dropped like 15 yards short as well.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I just don't think Liverpool look as assured defensively this season. It's glad that it's only been a game and a bit, but still.
Like, Norwich had quite a lot of chances against them in the first day.
They were so good last season and so solid last season. I just don't. Maybe it's just that they're kind of starting to get up to speed or whatever, but I just don't. I'm not as confident in their defence.
To be fair, they didn't have the best of pre-seasons, did they?
No, they didn't. I think they lost like 5 games out of 6.
Chance! Oh, what a save! Big
What a save!
Jermaine, talk us through that.
It was a great corner from
Ward-Prowse.
But now the Salah's on the attack. I'll get back to that save in a minute.
Oh, what's a save?
Oh, he's a rash.
Romelu,
I don't like him. He's a horrible player. He's a rash. So it's a great corner in from Ward-Prowse. You know, we all know about his set piece ability. And who was
Yoshida, wasn't it?
It was Yoshida with a clear header straight into the arm.
Should he score from here, Jermaine?
You've got to score. He's got to score. He's inside the 6-yard box. And it was a great save from Adrian, just as I was slating. It was a good save. Well done, Adrian. I'll take it back. Your passing's great. Great save.
Big chance. Southampton have had some chances in this game. It's still 0-0. Adrian been very busy. Gave the corner away originally. And he's been busy again. Another short pass.
Adrian, I'll take it back.
What's going on with Liverpool at the back, Jermaine?
Liverpool, they've just got a little bit shaky, haven't they?
And James Milner's back on the pitch and he's got a huge bandage. Liverpool temporarily playing with 10 men. He got cut to the head. Rules of the game, he has to leave the field because he's bleeding. He's back on the pitch with a huge bandage. Looks like it's over his eye. I don't know how he can see out of that. He needs to push it up a bit. But anyway, it's like another corner for Southampton, Pete.
This is like Liverpool with Mignolet and Lovren at the back.
It's not the Liverpool.
That was a great save. He should bury that header. Yeah, he should bury that.
Another corner. Ward-Prowse whips it in. Oh,
that's better. Get it clear.
And there's Romeo, who you were saying?
Romeo, he's a rash.
Oh, he's a rash. He's not a rat.
No, I won't do that, mate. No,
he's a rash.
Him? I can't remember. Probably, but it was nowhere now. I'm on the wing, so he's the central.
I just wondered where it came from.
Because every time I watch him, he's just harassing people.
Right. That's like kind of what you want from your centre.
Yeah, it's like a cancer. You don't
always there.
Yeah, always there, always nibbling at you.
Seems like one of those players that you love to play with and hate to play against.
Yeah, correct. But Southampton definitely
good
back
start
into this.
Southampton.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, against a team like Liverpool, you've got to bury these chances. You have to take them. You feel like Liverpool have one chance and score.
So what do you do as a player if you're kind of in Adrian's shoes here, that you've had a bit of a mare over the last 5 minutes?
You just the next time he gets the ball at his feet and he's passing it out, do the simple one.
Yeah.
Just keep doing the simple one, and then again the confidence will come up. Now we'll be thinking, then long passes here. I'm kind of dragging it like my free wood. So you don't want to.
Lonergan's warming up on the touchline. Will, instant Norwich Newcastle game.
McGinn!
Bobby.
Two big chances. First in the Aston Villa game. Was that John McGinn you said?
Yeah, McGinn and Leicester coming forward. It's a lovely low drive into Ramsdale and he's dealt with it. It's gone from a corner, but before that, Bournemouth threw in again, and it was actually Luiz who put one over his own crossbar, nearly scoring an own goal on his home debut. And Norwich still looking very, very lively against Newcastle. Corner for Watford! Off the bar! Oh, and it's worked away. That's the first chance Watford have had all game, and I think it's come off the bar. Or it's a cheeky save from Jordan Pickford. It was Craig Cathcart. No, Craig Dawson.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Craig Dawson.
So look, here's the replay of this chance.
Right at the back post.
Craig
He's headed
Dawson.
it back.
Oh,
it's off the bar, is it?
Off the bar.
But
so Watford denied. I think they're appealing for a free kick not given. And John McGinn with the chance. He's a good player, John McGinn.
He's a good player. I was with him at Hibs when I was there for pre-season when I was going to sign. And
could you see then he was going to?
Yeah, I knew he was one of their best players there. He's got a great left foot.
Yeah.
Strong, pacey, and you've seen he can score goals as well. So great move for him to come into Premier League.
Yeah, good move for him indeed. Will, any other chances going on in your games? It's been very lively, isn't it? 24 minutes in.
Yeah, I think Villa
Goals galore in two
I
of
just saw Dean Smith and John Terry chatting on the sidelines. They need to really calm things down. And Villa have come back into it since all the carnage at the start, but not the best start for them. And it's all Norwich still in that game down at Carroll Road, and nothing to really talk about in Brighton West Ham.
To be fair, if you're like Norwich, this is a must-win at home. If they've got any chance of staying up, they need to beat Newcastle at home.
Ooh, Pills for penalty at Goodison Park. Craig Dawson's just had it down the bar and he's just taken out Calvert-Lewin, but nothing given there by the referee.
No pen.
A lot of bold referees today.
Go on, Dave, you were saying?
Yeah, I just think...
You think must win for Norwich?
Yeah, like particularly
Newcastle,
at home.
yeah.
Yeah, particularly at home, I think...
Oh, what a save.
You have to beat the teams around you in the league. Watford is fantastic last year, beating the teams below them.
Around it,
I don't think they got a result against a team above them, but they didn't lose against a team below them for like 20 games. Showed you how far they could climb up the table by doing that.
Yes,
so much action here, mate.
Going back to Villa, not the great start. 2-0 down. They obviously lost last weekend 3-1 as well. Loads of people saying just how much money they've spent for a promoted club. 12 players they've bought since winning promotion, spending 144.5 million, Jermaine. A lot of similarities with Villa to Fulham last season, who spent over 100 million, which was the most that a promoted club had ever spent before, and it didn't work out for them. They got relegated. Do you see similarities in that, or do you just think... Do you think Villa are better equipped to stay up than Fulham were?
I think they're better equipped, but again, if you're buying so many players, sometimes it takes players, sometimes half a season to gel, to get used to your style of play with who they're playing with. So, and in the Premier League, that can be too late. Waiting for 6 months to gel. So
the thing is, they had to go out and buy players though, because they had quite a small squad last season as well, and they just didn't have that depth and quality either.
No, to be fair, I saw Christian Perso doing an interview on Sky Sports, and he said they released 13 players this year, like eight out of contract and 5 back on loan. So they were going to do it either way, whether in the Championship or Premier League. So I just think it didn't help that Fulham spent so much last season, but they would have gone out and bought that amount of players regardless. But obviously, it
and Tyrone Mings is one worth putting out who was there on loan.
El Ghazi as well.
El Ghazi as well, yeah.
It doesn't help when you've lost losing your first 2 games. So
there we go. Back to our feature game. We haven't spoken about that in a little while. Quieting down a little bit, frantic start we saw.
It's quieted down for my liking now. Liverpool, I think, like I said, again, have weathered this storm a little bit. They're not putting any more pressure on now.
Good save.
So long may that continue. I think the longer the game goes on, though, you're going to start to see Liverpool coming out of their shell and breaking them down a bit more.
Let's go!
Great finish.
Great finish. Brighton and Hove Albion. Big goal. Dave, talk us through this one.
Yeah, the ball was whipped in from the left-hand side of Brighton's attack. First-time finish from, I think it's number 13. No, number 11. I don't know who that is.
Really honest?
It was a fantastic finish. I'm pretty sure it was actually on the volley. So just seeing a little replay now. They keep the ball in play. Swings it back close and boom.
Oh!
First time. Yeah,
Jermaine,
really
what
good
finish
goal.
this is?
Who is it? Is that a dome?
Trossard.
No, Trossard.
Trossard, look at this finish, Jermaine. This is lovely. On the full volley.
Bang.
Oh, nice. It was like my volley was tubes.
Look at this ball back in. Dan Burn at the centre back.
Lovely finish.
Good technique.
So here's Brighton 1, West Ham 0. Another team that haven't started well at all. West Ham thumped at home by Man City. Man City always seem to score goals when they go away from home against West Ham. 5 last season. And they are behind at Brighton as well. Good start for Brighton as well.
Lots of goals as well, Smith. We just need a goal in that Norwich-Newcastle game.
We also need a goal in the Southampton-Liverpool game.
A chance for... chance for Shay. Appeals for a penalty, Jermaine. Thoughts on that?
No chance.
No
chance.
Ref is waving play on. It's a good spell. Nathan Redmond down the left-hand side.
Swing in.
Chance for Southampton hit.
Finish.
Go down. Hit it. Shoot.
What's his left foot saying? Checking.
Jermaine, what are we seeing at the back from
VAR.
No chance.
No goal at Brighton. No goal at Brighton.
Oh, so it hasn't like.
Hang on, Dave. I don't know why Dave is standing up. We have no idea. But the goal we brought you a good 2 minutes ago, Brighton 1, West Ham 0. They're still reviewing it. Tell us exactly what happened, Will, because we're looking at the Southampton chance.
So there's a free kick that's coming from about the halfway line. It's gone deep, and they're checking for offside from the initial free kick.
It's tight
but
again.
He's not involved
there. No.
They're checking it at the moment. I think it's been disallowed, and I think it's a goal kick.
West Ham involved again in a very, very tight VAR
He's their
decision.
best player this season, VAR, for West Ham. Fantastic sign.
Jermaine, what are your thoughts on this VAR? We saw the Sterling one. It was millimetres.
Yeah, Liverpool just look a little bit leggy. I think the Super Cup took it out of him.
Yeah.
But we've got a little chance here, have we? It's gone out wide to Robinson. Is he going to put a good big cross in for Mane? Yes, he is. Oh, great defending.
They must have come back very late from Istanbul, Liverpool.
Do you not find though with West Ham, it's every year they
in the box. We're now doing pulling it back.
They always buy good individuals, but because they've got like no philosophy or like the West Ham way, it's just like buying. It's like me on Football Manager. I'm just going on a spending spree every season, and they don't go and do anything after.
Has anyone worked out what the West Ham way is yet?
Well, they won the World Cup in '66.
Blowing bubbles?
So.
Yeah, not a great start for West Ham, but the goal to confirm, Will, does not stand.
It's no goal.
You're not a fan. You're not a fan, Dave.
Well, I just think that was such a long part after the actual play.
Yeah, but if it's not a goal, it's not a goal.
It did take a while.
This is the thing, right? My taking VAR in cup competitions, you should definitely do it, right? But when it's in the league, over the course of the season, it will definitely balance itself out. So that's my take on it.
And I think it was such a nice goal; it should have been given anyway. Look at that! Oh no, his foot's off. His miles off.
I agree. It could be streamlined, and they could keep the fans more in the loop in terms of what happens, and
when you're doing this job,
even mic up the ref or whatever, so they can actually know what's going on and why it's being referred, and not just standing there for 2 minutes waiting to see what happens. But I think if a goal's not a goal, it shouldn't be a goal.
I'm all for VAR, all for it.
You're all for it?
VAR.
There's different parts of VAR though, because I think if it's a penalty decision or if there's clear decisions, VAR will get most of them right. The difference with the offside rule is, like the Sterling one, it's a perception of where you think the line is. Because the Sterling one was millimetres, but we don't know categorically where his arm, because he's got shirts on, where his arm, his shoulder starts. We can't categorically say if that's offside or not. That's the issue I have with VAR.
And then you get the ridiculous phrase about daylight.
Yeah,
exactly. Is there daylight between it? And
I think it's great
what does that mean?
when it clears up a decision. I think it's great for that. But I think those incidents, it's I mean, you're talking.
This was like a second phase sort of thing as well.
Yeah, and it did take a while.
Oh, good tackle that, Robinson.
But I tell you what, that's very last ditch. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm not feeling very confident currently. Like the fact he's having to make that last ditch tackle.
They do definitely look tired, Liverpool. Yeah, they look very tired.
They would have got back late from Istanbul because it was a very late kick-off.
Yeah, I mean, it finished like 1 a.m.
Well.
1 a.m.
Even later than that, yeah.
Quite nice to fly into.
In Adrian's post-match interview, you could hear Jurgen Klopp saying, "Hurry up, come on," to get back on the coach because they were trying to get the flight. Because they wanted to get back because they had this game very quick as well.
So how much does midweek European football take it out of you?
Definitely, especially when you're playing, 120 minutes.
Yeah.
In that heat as well, it takes a lot out of you. And then you got the flight, and like I said, the time. So.
Pookie! You can't put this man down. Give him 3 chances. He'll take one of them definitely.
Salah.
It's big chance for Salah. It goes wide. Back to Timo Pukki with a big goal for Norwich. Will
Corner comes in. It's only partially cleared away, and it lands perfectly for Pukki, who absolutely bangs one in to the top corner. 2 in 2 for Pukki. He's kept up his championship form. Give him an inch. He'll take a yard. It's a fantastic finish. Look at this. Ball's coming in. Terrible defending. I'll have this one. Bang!
Jermaine, he's a player, isn't he?
He's a goal scorer.
Look at that.
Where's my phone? I'm putting my dream team. I'm getting him.
Get him in your fantasy team.
Technique on that,
What a strike this is. Full volley. Wallop. See you later. Back of the net. Have a load of that. It is 1-0 Norwich. Lots of goals. That was lovely. That was. You like that, Dave? Dave, you're enjoying this.
I love it
because Arsenal aren't playing. We're getting the best out of Dave Jackson.
Because Arsenal won.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone home.
We've had goals in every game, apart from this one.
Will, so just remind us of the goals. We're only 32 minutes in to the games. Just remind us of the goals in the game.
Yes, it's Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2. It's Everton 1, Watford 0, Brighton 0, West Ham 0, but they did have a goal disallowed. And it's now Norwich 1, Newcastle 0.
Goals galore. Still no goals in our feature game.
Check the blue score.
Pukki, mate.
Salah just had a great chance though. It was a great ball from Oxlade-Chamberlain over the top, inside the foot curler, in the path of Salah, run into the box, tried to hit it first time and blazed it over. So
still 0-0.
We're on attack now. James Milner.
As it stands, Arsenal still top the league, so that's what you need to report, mate.
Well done, Dave.
Cheers,
All I need to report. Loves it. Exactly.
Maybe
you look at Birmingham.
Maybe in the
we'll keep you updated, Dave. No, Will, sorry.
Thanks,
How many updates would you like during the course of the day?
Just specific goal updates.
Only if Birmingham score?
No, either way.
Either way.
Either way, please.
James Milner's just looking like Terry Butcher at the minute with his headband on.
Got a lot of bandages around the head, isn't he? You're not going to take James Milner off the way. He will be wanting to stay on no matter what the injury.
No matter what he's got, broken leg, so no, I'm fine, Gaffer.
Especially if Liverpool are like a wee bit testing, a wee bit unsure. He's the kind of player who can shore things up. And like, he's a real leader.
Fitness level is always unbelievable, James Milner. A 6th in the all-time Premier League appearance list. 517 Premier League games. Scored in 52 Premier League games and, of course, never been on the losing side, which is a Premier League record. Has 82 Premier League assists. He's 8th in the all-time list, so great stats for James Milner.
He's also absolutely stacked as well. Did you see that picture of him in
pre-season? Pre-season, Liverpool saying one of the fittest players he had for someone of his, as an older player, which is unbelievable.
When he's playing, you don't see it, but he was wearing like a vest and his guns were huge.
Breaking news.
Impressive.
Birmingham City are 2-0 down to Nottingham Forest. I've been reliably informed. Will Brazier.
Doesn't matter anyway, does it?
Cheers, mate. Will's crying.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm
you asked for the update. You asked for the update. Let's go back to you and your job. Let's move it away from Birmingham and talk about their rivals, Aston Villa.
Also 2-0 down.
2-0 down, there you go. Seamless.
It's not about that, though, is it?
Yeah, it's yin and yang, isn't it?
Yeah. Any further updates in any of your games, Will?
No, to be fair, Villa are coming back into it stronger. They've had a few chances and they've got a corner at the moment. They're doing a short corner, which I absolutely despise. If you got a free hit, but they actually could score from it. Well worked off the training ground. Louise chips one in.
What's it in?
Oh, this is absolutely perfection.
Chance for Villa.
He's
down.
Oh, what's he given? Is
They're
he giving
appealing for
offside?
something here, Villa. They're down in the box.
Oh, he's giving them a bit of verbals there.
Referee is
Nice from
coming.
Billing.
Oh, kicking off a bit.
Nice from Billing. Knew that one of the Villa players was annoyed, so give him a little shove and really wind him up and hopefully give him a booking.
Top billing.
That was
No
good,
surprise
Smithy.
in my game, Romeo's being booked.
There we go.
Wesley might be being booked for diving, apparently.
Oh, good.
On his home debut. Obviously, no matter who you are, you shouldn't be diving.
Chance
Well
for
said.
Brighton.
Chance for Brighton. Is
Nah,
it?
he's messed it up. He's messed it up.
No, with VAR, what's the point in diving? Like, surely if you dive...
Penalty! Delafeu Derby!
Oh! Another incident in the Everton-Watford game. They're not happy.
It's a corner. Sure, it's a yellow then.
No, he's
Corner
given a
is
corner.
given. Is that Delafeu?
No, so he's saying
It is Delafeu.
he's saying he's got the tackle. He's gone down.
Jermaine, penalty for you, yes or no, this incident?
Bottom left.
Everton-Watford, bottom left of your screen.
Oh, I think
It's not got.
Tell you what.
Where's VAR when you need it?
Yeah.
They checked
If you were in charge of VAR, this comes to you now. You've got
Wow, you look at
seconds
that.
to
He's right
decide.
behind it.
I don't know if
It's
they're
a
checking
tough one, isn't
I
it?
think they're checking it. They're checking it.
It's a tough one. Oh, I tell you what.
I feel a bit like VAR at the moment. They're checking it.
It's tough, that.
Oh, hang on.
Maybe it's the right decision.
No.
Because it's not
Yeah, it's
conclusive, is it?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Is he just giving the
I mean,
corner?
the first angle I saw, it looked like he might have just got like a toe onto the
Tiny
ball.
bit of the ball.
But again, the one from behind looked worse. It looked like it was a pen.
Billing's been yellow carded for his altercation.
That's a bit harsh.
Oof, so it looks like it's going to be a corner in that game.
VAR, no, we're going to VAR. We're
is
going
in
to
use.
VAR.
This is good.
Decision, no penalty. Okay,
So we've
brilliant.
now got a split screen on the split
No
screen.
penalty.
No penalty.
Multi-screen.
There was
Split
six.
screen and
I
split
had
screen.
8 screens on there, and I can tell you there's no penalty.
There you go. Right call for you, Will, do you think? Really tough on that, wasn't it?
Is it? Yeah, that feels in my ear. Is it clear and obvious?
Yeah, this thing, I think in that respect, you have to go with
Oh,
the,
just say it! Yes, you do.
with the referee's
do.
like initial.
God, Jesus, I'm not liking
Two
this.
good saves. Jermaine, you're not liking this at all. It's another chance for Southampton.
yeah.
And it's the same man again.
Trey Adams is causing a little bit of problems. Again, it was a great ball in from... Was that
Ward-Prowse, I think.
again.
He's got
He
him
was
as
at
well.
box.
Yeah.
He's got in between Van Dijk and Matip.
That's
And-
Romeo with the ball.
Yeah, Romeo, and Romeo, after he's got ball.
Should score. He's had some
He's
chances, Chad,
leaning
isn't it?
forward. It's just a little bit in front of him. But again, it should really hit the
Yeah,
target.
on the quality of chances, Southampton should be 2-0 up here.
Yeah.
Tim Krul's just made a good save in his testimonial match. It's tipped it over the bar from a close range header.
For old clubs, Van Dijk.
Grant Hanley Derby as well.
Well, a lot of it is indeed, yeah. A lot of ex-Southampton players in action for Liverpool, as there always are.
I mean, this is just a scouting match, isn't it, for if you're at Liverpool?
We haven't had some questions from social yet. Lots of you getting involved in the stream. Don't forget, at Football Daily, at SoccerM, get your best questions to us. Also, if you've got any questions for Jermaine, we will ask any Jermaine Pennant-based questions at half-time. Pete, any questions?
Yeah, I've got one here from Jimmy Stevenson, who has asked, what team outside the top 6 is best suited to challenge, push and break into it?
Ooh, good question. Dave, what do you think?
I think probably Leicester. I would have said Wolves, but the fact they're in Europe, I think there'll be a few like distractions. So I think it'll probably be Leicester, if anyone is going to be.
Because I looked at Wolves' team as well in the Europa League, and Wolves' team, I think, made one of the teams that made the fewest changes to their starting 11. When we did Football Social the first 8 weeks or something, it was the same 11. Yeah. And interestingly, they're doing that in the Europa League as well. So they are going to be so reliant upon such few players. Great players, don't get me wrong, they've got a very good starting 11, but if they don't rotate, and if they get far, there's a lot of games to play.
It's like 45, 50 games a season.
Yeah.
But
Leicester for you?
Yeah, I think I agree with Dave. And like Leicester were really good last season, and you kind of expected them to lose a couple of players in the window when they didn't. They kept Chilwell, they've gotten Didi, they brought in Tielemans,
Maddison
Barnes,
as well.
Maddison. You know, they're actually a really, really solid team.
Yeah.
And probably the best squad outside the top 6.
Yeah.
Well, the way Southampton play, I'm going to go Southampton in a minute.
But also, I think this is the best time for any non-top 6 team to potentially break into it, because both Chelsea and United are kind of unsure at the minute. You know, new managers who aren't necessarily proven their squads are probably the weakest they've been in the past few years. Chelsea obviously transfer ban. United lost to Lukaku, and they're planning to replace his goal output with like Mason Greenwood, who's 17.
Yeah.
And Rashford has to step up. He's only scored 10 goals once in the Premier League. So if any team's going to break in, it probably would likely be this season, in my opinion.
Any other teams you're looking at? People sometimes throw Everton in the mix. I mean, I personally think Leicester are more likely to finish higher than Everton.
I think the thing with like Leicester, they're more of a team, aren't they, than Everton? You feel like Everton, they've got very good players, but you know, that might
also under Rodgers as well. You know, he's a tried and tested manager.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brendan.
I think the next best suited to that would be Wolves, but again, like you say, that stumbling block of inability to rotate and this level of games across the season, they're probably going to lose a few big players, or some players stop burning out.
There'd be pressure on Everton, though. You think of the amount of money and high-profile signings, that they've got to get at least, top 7 at least.
I mean, signing.
Do you?
Yeah,
I do.
I think Arsenal could have got more from him, to be honest. I think it was 34 in the end. But like...
Yeah, for the current transfer market.
Yeah, the thing is, I really rate Iwobi in that. Granted, his end product numbers aren't fantastic, but as a player, he's so good at advancing the ball into the final third and getting the ball into the box, and like being an absolute nightmare for defenders to deal with. And I think he's actually a great player.
Villa in here down the right hand side.
41 minutes gone. Chance for in the Villa game. Will, go on, we'll come to you quickly.
Yeah, no, chance down the right hand side, but cleared away from Bournemouth.
Okay, that was quickly. Thank you very much.
No,
still 0-0 in our feature game. Interestingly, Virgil van Dijk, who is odds on to win the Ballon d'Or. He is a 9-1 price boost with our mates at Sky Bet to score a header against his former side. Was 15-2. You can get 9-1 on Van Dijk to score a header against his former side. Has he had any chances in this half?
Not a sniff.
Not a sniff.
Not a sniff of heading a goal in. So I think save your money, don't bet. Sorry, Sky Bet. Bet on someone else.
Great price boost from our friends at Sky Bet. We will be giving you more incentives from them throughout the season. Many thanks.
I feel that you see, like Liverpool's front three. They haven't really done much today.
So I'm just looking at the size of the chair that Will Brace is in compared to his body. It's the tallest man on the show.
That's like one of them. You know when you go to like one of them museums and you go near the corners. It's like one of them.
I've no idea what you're on about, but
It's like Alice in Wonderland vibe.
That's it. Thank you, Dave. One of them museums.
You know. Whereas this chair is lovely, by the way.
It's very nice, isn't it?
I'm actually sat up right.
Any other chances? We've seen a replay in one of your games. Anything else to bring of note?
Chance for Norwich!
What happened, Dave Jackson?
Nothing happened, mate. Just like shouting.
No, Watford had just whipped a free kick in there that Pickford didn't come forward, bounced in the 6-yard box. Always dangerous, but nothing to note so far. Unbelievable.
Still 0-0 in our feature game. Jermaine, looking at this, will Southampton be happy that with the way they've performed, will they be thinking we've missed a trick here, not taking their chances? Because you'd imagine that it's not the same Liverpool team is not going to come out in the second half. They're going to be a much better side.
I'm telling you, Jurgen's going to get stuck into his players at half time. So Southampton will be pleased it's 0-0 if they go in half time 0-0. And the manager will be saying, right, come out again. That's the same game plan, same tempo, and hopefully one of our chances we'll put away.
Do you expect to see any changes? Half time, bit early half time maybe.
I think there will be a change. Who
screams Origi?
Lovely touch. Henderson as well on the bench. They've got
he's on ball. Get him off. That's red. Get him off.
I know this might sound a bit dramatic.
Go on.
But this is a must-win for Liverpool. If they're actually going to challenge, they have to get 3 points.
There's a lot of must-win games for you today, Dave.
Massively.
Chance for Southampton again. Must-win game
Yeah, I
for
really
them
do.
to win the league, you're talking about, yeah.
It's just sloppy. For
But see,
Liverpool
this is
at
the
the
thing,
minute.
right? Southampton's press is actually working so well here.
Yeah,
In that
yeah, agreed.
Liverpool are so used to being the attacking pressing team. I don't think they're actually that used to it getting done on them. And the amount of times they've turned the ball over inside their own half in their own final third has been, what, I've seen 5 or 6 in the last 20 minutes.
It's whether they can keep this up for 90 minutes, though, Southampton, because you'd expect Liverpool to...
No,
I think it's with this against a team as good as Liverpool, when you get those big chances, you need to take them. You've got to take them.
I think we're checking for a red card.
What's going on? Oh, interesting.
A little stamp by
Villa
El
Bournemouth.
Hamadi.
Yeah, Ryan Fraser goes down. El Mohammadi tries to play on with the ball, but he doesn't actually touch him. It just looks a bit violent, a bit aggressive, like when you get a fish out of the pond and it's very
flapping.
Yeah, straight away.
Right.
It's actually all right.
Interesting analogy there, Will.
Yeah, you got to bring him out. You got to change the content every now and again.
Mate, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Well, you're just murdering fish now.
Yeah, no, I'm not murdering them. They come out. They're fine.
Which we don't condone.
And make sure you got a licence when you do go fishing.
So, you know.
You need a licence to fish.
Any further fishing news? No, that's it for the fishing chat?
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Fishing daily. Fishing
we're coming through to the 45th minute, so we will be approaching half-time stage.
Mane's through.
Mane's through.
Really poor from the front three of Liverpool today.
Sticking the lemon.
The additional time is up on a couple of your games, Will. A minute from the Brighton West Ham game. I think I saw 2 minutes on the clock for Norwich Newcastle. So don't worry about updating us because I caught that myself. But nearly approaching the half-time stage. And we've seen so many goals, but none in our feature game. Ball whips in.
Good ball from Ox, but I think it's a Liverpool throw-in.
I'll be interested to see how many.
That's the guard, big clearance.
How many chances Liverpool have actually created?
Yeah, there's
Because,
many.
like,
There's not many.
I reckon it'll be one or two. And considering the calibre of their front three.
Yeah.
Definitely tired.
Yeah, they're very, very leggy. Mane.
Chance Liverpool.
That's what you do! That's what you do! Sky Bet, better money! Sky Bet, put all your money, your mortgage, your wife, your kids on Sky Bet. Mane score! That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done.
Don't forget, you must be 18 plus, full terms and conditions apply, and please bet responsibly. But Jermaine Pennant, talk us through this goal. It's been all Southampton. What a half they've had. But all that matters is that it will be 1-0 at the half-time stage, and what a goal it was.
It was a great goal. It was edge of the box. He just let rip, right foot, top bins. Keeper had no chance. One touch out of his feet. Bent it round the corner, edge of the box. You know, you could put 2 keepers in there. Virgil, the lot. Great goal.
Always nice to side net.
Yeah. Top corner
and as
side
we all
net.
said, Southampton played well, but Dave Jackson, you've got to take
your chances, mate.
You've got to take your chances against a big team.
Is there like a song for Mane? Is there a song for him?
Mane.
We can make one up, though. We can make one up. Hope it goes viral.
Wow.
But we also saw that loads last season as well. Sadio Mane particularly scoring big goals.
Big goals.
Exactly when Liverpool need him to score, he scored.
Huge goal for them.
Money.
Surely, if you're
Right on the half-time as well.
Mane.
I wonder whether that will catch on.
Yeah, probably not.
Big goal for Sadio Mane against his former club, of course, one of the Liverpool players playing against his former club. 25 goals in 75 appearances for Southampton before joining Liverpool for £36 million. That looks a snip now. Not scored in 5 games against Southampton since leaving them. He has scored today. 15 goals in his last 19 appearances. 26 goals last season. Best scoring campaign in English football. Last season, 22 goals, 61 goals, and 125 games for the club. It's been a great goal, a great half for that man. Woo. And the half-time whistle has gone.
Everywhere. All the grounds, now half-time.
No, still playing.
Everyone's getting the pies
These
and
are the
beers.
scenes at St Mary's. Shea Adams with a lot of chances. Yoshida with another chance. But Mane with the moment of the half, Jermaine Pennant. What a goal it was as well.
Yeah,
1-0.
it was a great goal. And the thing is, you've seen him do this time and time again.
Yeah.
Come up with great goals, big goals, crucial goals, and the finish again was fantastic. He's such a wonderful player for Liverpool and such an important player. And it's just good to see getting the back of the net. Now I can breathe, have a cup of tea.
There we go. You have your cup of tea as we go around the grounds because it is 1-0 to Liverpool at St Mary's Stadium. And the half-time whistle has gone at Brighton. 0-0. The ball was in the back of the net, of course, for Brighton. Many people thought it was 1-0. We thought it was 1-0. Yeah. Minutes later, it was disallowed, went to VAR. And Brighton not happy at all. There you can see Lewis Dunk chatting to the referee, not happy. sarcastic smile, we think, but not happy at all. Will Brazier, disallowed goal. It's 0-0 at half-time stage.
Yeah, I mean, it was just going on for 2 minutes, but it was offside. I think Dan Burns' foot in the first stage was on. But it's exciting because they let the play go on. I think Villa are in here.
Chance for Villa.
Chance for Villa.
He's got to score!
Off the line! Trezeguet could have scored his first goal for Aston Villa, but on the stroke of half-line, it's been cleared off the line with a... Bournemouth 2.
Wow, still going ahead, Villa versus Bournemouth, but the whistle has gone at the other games. So Canary Road, Newcastle 0. That man again, Timu Pukki, scored at Anfield, scored at home. What a finish it was after 32 minutes. Big game for both of these teams, and it is Norwich 1, Newcastle 0, and he looks like he's really adapted to Premier League football, Timu Pukki, Jermaine.
Yeah, he does. He does look like a guy who's going to score you a handful of goals, and, you know, if he continues, will he be at Norwich for much longer?
Got to hit that.
Fair point. And the half-time whistle has gone at Goodison. Everton playing Watford, and it is 1-0. Bernard, that man there on screen, good finish, took a slight deflection after 10 minutes. Only goal of the half. So that one, Everton 1, Watford 0.
Half-time.
So we are currently only still playing an Aston Villa against Bournemouth.
Finished, but McGinn shot went out for a corner, but the referee blew it for half-time.
And as we say that, as you say, the half-time whistle has just gone. Good game, this one. There it is. Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2. Great start. 2 very early. After just 2 minutes. That man there on your screen. And then Harry Wilson on his debut after 12 minutes. Makes it Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2. Not a great start for Aston Villa. This is a lot of talking points in this game so far, Will.
I think, speaking about Villa, obviously someone play a lot of games last season, and Dean Smith is a fantastic manager, but he's very, very offensive. And I mean, they're 2-0 down there. It could end up 3-3, but they're going to leak some goals.
Do you think that would be a problem that they have?
I think so, because I don't think they've really adapted the style. I think when they go to the top 6 teams, they will adapt it, but especially when they feel at home against Bournemouth, they think they can get all 3 points.
Yeah.
I think it will cost them.
OK, and of course, as you all know, courtesy of our friends at Sky Bet, we did place a group bet, which we all put together. This was what we placed. Have a look at how we're doing. Jermaine said Liverpool will win. Currently going to plan, Jermaine. I said that West Ham will beat Brighton 0-0. So that's still alive, although worth pointing out Brighton did have the ball in the back of that, disallowed. Pete went Everton home win, and he is right so far, 1-0. Will went away win, Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2 currently, so we're still on with that. Dave Jackson, letting the side down slightly, said Newcastle will win.
Yeah, it's still another 45 to
1-0,
go.
but it's still alive with that.
You're letting the side
84 to
down
1
too as well.
Well, it's a draw. It's less letting the side down lose to win.
You are letting the side down as well. That's a fact, right?
Still alive, I think.
Yeah.
Still alive. Think you can come in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Go on, the 2.
Have you gone for West Ham?
I did, yeah. I did go for West Ham.
Go on, the 2.
Go on, the 2. There you go. Right, OK. Draw a breath. What a first half that was, Pete. Let's go to Social Corner. We've been getting questions all morning.
Yes,
for Jermaine, what have we got?
The first question for Jermaine comes from Gray360, who has said, a lot of Liverpool players have came from the Southampton team. How do you deal with playing against your former side?
Do you know what? You don't think anything of it. You take it as another game. As I played against Arsenal, I played against Liverpool myself, for Stoke v Liverpool, and against Arsenal. I actually scored against Arsenal.
You celebrate?
Yeah. Only because I was getting a little bit of stick, and I was thinking, why? I didn't do anything wrong to you, know. But yeah, I did celebrate. But you just take it as another game.
Yeah.
You don't let it affect you at the time. So that's my response.
Was it in your mind if you were going to celebrate or not? Is that a thing you think about before you're facing a former team?
If you leave on good terms and you respect the fans and the team, and then obviously it's a given. You just hold your hands up, walk away. You don't run after the fans. But if they're giving you stick left, right, and centre, and when you score, you're like, yeah. So that's my response.
Fair play. What else we got, Pete?
Alex Craney has asked, who was Jermaine's favourite player to play with, and who was the most annoying player to play with?
Most annoying.
Double-barrelled.
My favourite player to play with would have been probably Crouchy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, what a man.
Because it just made my job so easy. To make sure I beat him and get it in the box, he's going to win the ball probably 90 times, 90% of the time, unless he's playing against Virgil van Dijk.
I think over 50% of his goals came from headers, and he scored the most headed goals in the Premier League.
50% of his goals came from headers, and 40% of them was probably from me.
Love that. There was a second part to that question. Right?
Yes, I mean, they were trying to avoid this one. Trying to reverse out of that one. But the worst player I played with, someone who was always moaning. I won't say it. So I'm not saying Steven Gerrard because he was a dream to play with.
Yeah.
Most annoying was the
phrase. Most annoying was
the. I've been lucky.
I've
not actually played with anybody that annoying. I played against people who were annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying names.
Sitting on the fence a little bit.
Yeah, mate. I'm sorry. I've dodged that one.
We'll have to move on from that, Pete.
Next.
Ian Unsworth has asked, who is the toughest defender you've come up against and why?
Ooh, good question.
My friend Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
What a player.
He's like Romeo. He's just a rash. And obviously coming up for the ranks at Arsenal, he kind of knew my game.
Yeah.
He knew my strengths. He knew my weaknesses. So he was always him. Was my. Well, we're playing Arsenal today. I was playing Chelsea. Jeez. Mentally, I was kind of. He beat me mentally already before I've even walked across the white line, kicked the ball. Well, thinking Jesus. But although I scored a corker against him,
against
him.
Remember that?
And I remember as I scored it, Liverpool over Chelsea. As I came back, I gave him a little look, and he just went, "Yeah, good goal." He knew. But Chelsea, Ashley is the hardest opponent.
Yeah, I mean, he was the best left back in the world for a number of seasons, so it kind of goes without saying.
So
I think he was almost underrated though, because at the time, because he was like English and obviously the stuff he had out in the press, do you think we underrated him?
I think he's always been underrated.
Yeah.
He was known for a great left back, and everyone says, "Oh, probably one of England's best left back." But you look at the players now who get the recognition that in that position is a lot much more than probably he did back in the day. So I think he should have been out there as the best left back.
Yeah.
Your Paolo Maldinis, in my eyes.
Yeah.
I like that. Big question, that Pete. We've got time for a few more.
Big boots to fill, and in a seamless segue.
Go on.
Oh, we met Paolo Maldini, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We met him in Cardiff. Lovely bloke for all the 30 seconds we spoke to him.
Yeah. New best friend, Paolo Maldini.
There you go.
Craig Turner has asked, what are your favourite ever boots?
It's without, hands down, Nike Mercurial. There was silver and bronze, and I played in the Champions League final with them. And Nike marked them up for me, the date and the Champions League. But they were Nike Mercurial Vapors. Were my favourite boots.
Just because of that season?
The actual boot and that season, everything into place. So the season where I played in them and the actual colour of them and the actual boot. The Nike Mercurial Vapors.
Yeah, for me it has to be 2002 Predator Manias. David Beckham, the champagne ones. Arguably the greatest boots ever made.
Yeah. Good boots. Any of yours, Phil?
The Ronaldinho ones, like the Nike Legends. Yeah.
The David Seaman, was he wearing them against?
No, I think it was a bit later on. I think the David Seaman recognition maybe brought these boots on, but fantastic boots. He had them in gold. I could only wear them in black because I was a centre back, so you can't really wear gold boots.
Yeah, you've got to be a brave player to wear a bright boot. I think.
Sunday League, that's just screwed. That's a warning sign, and take me out. So.
Well, there was the T90s. T90s?
No, T90s. I think there was Tiempo's Ronaldinho.
I'll have a Google.
I'm pretty sure I had a pair of Astros of them that I wore to primary school.
On that note as well, you said that you wore them playing in the Champions League final. I've got to ask you what that was like, to play in the Champions League final. I mean,
it was unreal.
You must be feeling extra nervous. That's not a normal game, is it?
No, it's not. It's more the old build-up, because you go away, wherever you're playing, you go, warm weather training, whatever, for like a week in advance, and then it's just the old build-up, and then each day that goes, the nerves and the butterflies start kicking in, and then I remember walking down the tunnel and then seeing the big trophy there, and the theme music.
Yeah.
This is the champions. When that kicks on around the tunnel, around the stadium, that just makes your back of your hair stand up, and it's a great feeling. But then as soon as that whistle goes, it's just another game.
Yeah. As soon as the whistle goes,
as soon as the whistle goes, you run about, you get to the ball. It feels like it's another game then.
Well, what are you thinking in that week, in that build-up? Are you trying to think about the game itself, or are you trying to not think about it at all?
No, I thought about every blade of grass. I'm thinking your first 5 minutes, just do not give the ball away.
Really?
Just give it simple. Just get the confidence up. Just give it simple, and then you start coming into the game more and more and more.
On that final as well, because Crouchy didn't start, did he?
No.
But with someone with a wand of a right foot like you, were you almost like expecting him to start, and obviously that suited your game a little bit better?
It would have been suiting my game a little better, yeah. But we had Dirk in there, Dirk Kuyt.
Not a bad.
Obviously, yeah, not bad, good in the air, strong. But it would have been ideal for me to put him in there.
And Jermaine, on the Champions League final, of course, your beloved Liverpool won the Champions League final. I was there in Madrid. It was a difficult night for me as a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts watching that and just seeing what that meant for Liverpool Football Club? Because it was the 6th time they've won it, which is amazing.
It was
really.
a great achievement, and honestly, it was a great night. And you know, it wasn't a great game, great performance from Liverpool. Probably Spurs, probably the better team.
Nah.
After 90 minutes, but it's all about getting the job done. Winning in a final. You know, Liverpool saw that against Madrid. You know, Liverpool were the better team against Real Madrid the year before, and came out losing it. So I think they learnt from that mistake, which they said previous that you know, we're going to go into this final with experience and more knowledge, and fair they got the job done.
And of course, you were with us for the semi-final game, which was unbelievable. And we've got your best bits from that show. Now, have a look at this.
Referee, mate, best in the world. Should be doing the final, mate. World Cup, everything, the lot, do everything.
Do you know who the referee is, Jermaine?
No.
Doesn't matter.
No, but you're the best.
Go on.
Seeds.
That was one of my favourite football socials, I think. And it was just an unbelievable week. I then went to Amsterdam the next day and saw the Spurs game. That was just a crazy week of football, wasn't it?
It was just a magical period of Champions League football, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Liverpool doing the unbelievable, and then Spurs coming back from 3-0 down aggregate in 45 minutes.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic game.
I didn't watch any of it.
Did you not?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was in Barcelona. And I was with my girlfriend. She didn't really understand football. I was like, this Liverpool performance is the greatest comeback you'll ever see. It won't happen again. Next night, Tottenham. This is the greatest comeback you'll ever see in your life.
But you had a good holiday anyway.
Oh, fantastic.
There you go, great holiday. Let's get it back to our feature game. It is Southampton 0, Liverpool 1. What do you think the manager would have been saying at half-time? Because Liverpool got out of jail a little bit in the first half, didn't they?
Jurgen's saying, right, look, we're 1-0 up and we've played rubbish. You know, that's a good sign. So now we know we can do better. They can't really do much more. That's their best they're going to play. And we've weathered that storm. So now let's turn up the tempo and one more goal. Let's get this game and job done.
They must be so deflated, though, Southampton.
Oh, yeah, they will be.
After how well they performed and then to go in somehow 1-0 down.
Yeah. Is it sometimes better though when you go in knowing you haven't played well and winning? Because like when I only played at a very basic level, but when the mighty Oxford Royals had a bad game and went in 1-0 up, I was buzzing with that. You know what I mean?
No, they are.
You almost were happier more than that.
They're like mighty.
The Oxford Royals.
I remember the Oxford Royals.
There you go. Invincible double winners 2014. Don't want to go on about it. Anyway, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like, we've got out of one here.
It's like a get out of jail free card, isn't it? You've played poorly, but you've managed to be 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Going into the second half.
There we go. So these are the scenes. Sadio Mane against his former club, scoring the only goal of the game so far. These are the live scenes at St Mary's. Second half will be underway imminently. And something tells me we haven't seen the last goal. Just got a feeling we're going to see more goals in this game based on that first half.
I think it's going to open up
first
now.
half.
Southampton have to chase it.
I think
the game's going to be more open.
I feel that if Liverpool get next goal, this is going to end by 3 or 4. But if Southampton get one back, don't know, maybe Son. But
there you go.
I think probably for the
Shane Adams as well. Do you think he had a good half? Should have maybe scored, but it was lively, wasn't he?
I think he was always showing, but did he do enough? Probably not.
Scored that header, shouldn't he?
Header should have done better with, to be fair.
Should have done better. Should have got it on target.
Yeah.
That's the Blues, isn't it?
Well, those are the scenes at St Mary's, and of course, a lot of our other games kicked off already. Will?
Yeah, just a bit
straight away. Quick,
slight delay in the Villa one. That'll be kicking off a little bit later. But yeah, big half for Steve Bruce already. Could be 2 games, 2 defeats, and especially away at Norwich. I mean, the Newcastle fans won't. He's not endeared himself really, has he?
No. So quickly remind you of the scores on the doors. Arsenal winning earlier 2-1.
You want the voice?
Lacazette and Aubameyang and Ashley Barnes is third of the season for Burnley. It's currently Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 2, Josh King and Harry Wilson. Brighton, West Ham is 0-0, though Brighton did have the ball in the back of the net. It was ruled out thanks to VAR. Everton winning 1-0 at Watford. Bernard, 10 minutes. Good goal that. Slight deflection, but nice finish. Norwich 1-0 up against Newcastle thanks to Timu Pukki, 32nd minute strike. And Sadio Mane in the 45th minute, 1-0. To give them the lead at St Mary's. There we go. Pete, any more questions? There's some good questions at the half-time stage. Any more questions in Social Corner?
Yeah, I've got a question for Jermaine again from...
I'll answer in a minute because Mane's running through. He's just held up play. Robertson's bursting out.
Good.
Pull back.
Good run from Robertson.
I'll answer your question.
Go on.
From Jake Crawley, who's asked, what player currently in the Premier League do you see yourself most like in terms of playing style?
Nice.
That's a good question.
Right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Similar style to Jermaine Pennant.
In the Premier League.
To be fair, there's not many good wingers.
There's not wingers, is there?
It's almost there's a lot of midfield players that go wide, rather than a winger who's going to get whites on their boots. They're going to go, there's not really many.
Well, the game's changed a lot with the formation.
Yeah. Nicolas Pepe looked very dangerous for Arsenal this morning.
Yeah, he's a good signing, isn't he?
Yeah, there's
Chance for Watford.
Like there's not many wingers out there now. It's a front three when they're
very fluid.
Or inside strikers, as you call it, inside forwards.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult one.
Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me see more Pepe. Come back next week when I'm on the show.
I love that. Any more, Pete? Whilst there's no goals to bring you so far in the second half, Norwich player, slight injury for Norwich player. No, he's okay. And a corner for Watford. But yeah, we'll go to Social Corner while we've got a quiet moment.
Norbert Gaburi has asked who is going to win the Golden Boot.
Well,
I would find it very tough to call so early in the season.
You can't rule out Aguero.
Yeah.
He's done it, proven for about 5-6 seasons now. He's up there, always up there. Okay. I'm going to go with Kane.
Kane?
I mean,
I think if Kane stays injury-free, it's whether he stays injury-free.
He missed about 6 games.
If it's 2 spells, more
2
than
months,
6
yeah.
2 months. 10 games, I think, he missed. Yeah,
There you go.
Still up there as well.
And how many goals was he behind?
I think he was about 4 or 5 behind. It wasn't a
Sadio
lot
Mane
for the
was on
amount of
22.
games. The goals to game was spot on.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have started that final?
Oh, that's a great question, Will, and I've thought about it many times.
it keeps you up at night.
I do think...
how can you, Morris done all that against Arsenal?
But it's Harry Kane, how'd you leave? The
How'd
thing
you
is, if
take
they
that?
lost it, they're good. We should have started.
Yeah, you
lose.
couldn't win.
You couldn't win.
I did feel for Lucas Moura, a hat-trick in a semi-final of the Champions League to be benched.
Thing is,
But you can't not play Harry
but at the
Kane.
same time, is Lucas Moura better than 70% Harry Kane? In my opinion, yes.
The thing is, no one knows how fit Harry Kane was, really. We don't know.
He definitely added a 20% on him.
Yeah, he didn't look fully fit.
But I don't think he was fit for the whole season. I think
Maybe
the World Cup stayed in his legs until the end.
The interesting thing about Harry Kane is that he's had a lot of seasons where he's had tournaments going into the season or cut short pre-season because of injury. This is one of the first seasons.
That's a free kick.
Free kick?
Yeah, that's free kick. Dangerous play.
One of the first seasons he's had a bit of time off.
Romeo again look fouling. Ref, we need to have a word now.
He's on a booking as well, Romeo, isn't he?
Pull him aside and say, look, last one, or you're off.
Should this have been a second yellow for you? Ooh.
No, it's been harsh.
A bit harsh. Look, he stood his ground.
Yeah.
Ooh, jumping in though. So it's a free kick, edge of the box. Right hand side.
Maybe a pen?
Surely that's the last one.
That's the last one.
Next one of them.
I think he's had a word. He said one more, and you're off, Romeo. And so this is a good,
tight,
lovely
lovely
Salah.
angle.
You'd think would take this. Any other contenders?
It's very close.
It's
Mo
very,
Salah.
very tight. This
Mo
is
Salah edge of the box. It's if Trent's going to go, he's going to try and reverse it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Trent's got a bit more power. He's a bit better further out.
Yeah, and it's a bit further out. I think it's gonna be
Checking a penalty, VAR at the Villa game.
Oh, big call in the Villa-Bournemouth game.
Ball's come to the back post, it's headed across. Ramsdale's come out and he's taken Wesley down.
He might give this.
They're checking penalty. No penalty.
Yeah, touched it first.
No penalty.
Touched the ball.
Official.
He has. Good spot.
Comunicado official, no penalty.
No penalty. VAR been in use quite a bit today, as it was on the opening day of the season. No penalty given. So no goals yet in the second half, but it is a free kick. Jermaine Pennant talks through it.
Salah. Oh, he's hit the wall.
I think it's so tough.
Back post? But
I agree. Sometimes it's too near, isn't it?
Sometimes when you're too close, you've literally got to have a bit of my technique. You've got to whip and dip.
Go on to the camera. Show that to this camera here.
You've got
There we
to
go.
whip and dip.
Whip and dip.
Up the ball now.
that
is the Jermaine Pennant
technique, whip and dip.
We all go quiet after the dip.
No, it was nice. It was nice.
So another corner.
Oh.
So that game, it started very lively. Coming to you in a minute, Will.
No worries, Jeff.
Another chance for Liverpool, edge of the box, Milner. Ooh.
Put it back out to Salah.
It's a lovely
First
ball.
time in.
And
Another
it's cleared.
corner for
Another
Liverpool.
corner. Will, quickly, what happened in your game and how much are you enjoying your game?
A little bit of whip and dip over here, Smithy. It was Dignier working his way up from left back and he's whipped one into the box, but it's cleared it away from Hollebass and they've got a long throw. It's going to be... you wouldn't whip and dip a throw, would you? You'd arch, long lever.
What would you do with this on the throws, man?
Oh, you just do a roll with the lap. It's pure, it's like this, look. Launch.
Just
he has launched.
He had an unbelievable launch, didn't he?
Were you playing with it?
Yeah.
Did you prefer getting a...
Yes, we did.
Did you prefer getting a throw into a corner?
Yes, we did.
Genuinely.
Yeah, we did. I can remember playing, I don't know who we played against, but rather than kick it out for a throw-in, would kick it out for a corner.
The other way around.
Yeah, they would kick it out for a corner rather than just you know what I mean?
Wasn't it to do with like it was like flat, wasn't it?
Flat, yeah, so it's not, it's literally...
I remember that Stoke as well. You had a ball boy that always had a towel, didn't you?
No, they had a towel boy.
They had a towel boy who'd chance Liverpool, clean the ball, give it to Roy, and he would just whip it, didn't he? Just whip it like that. Unbelievable.
It's so hard to defend because if it just skims your toppy thingy, it's flying in the goal.
So in training,
from a corner, you can't aim at the goal. It comes away from the goal.
Yeah.
But that going out, great. You know.
So in training, did it ever get to the stage where you're like, right, guys, formation drills, throw-ins?
Yeah.
Genuinely.
What we did that would set up the running, so we'd have Hoof at the front.
Yeah.
And as soon as when he starts to run, Hoof would have to run all the way back round, short cross through the middle. So you've got the front, the middle, the back all covered, and then you have another big man at the front.
Wow.
And you just dart in like the red arrows.
Good. Surely teams coming up against you would have had to train that as well.
Yeah,
train for those type of throw-ins.
But defending it, you can train against all you like, but defending it, it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Especially when it was wet and windy, I bet down there it was absolutely.
Down in the Brits.
Wow, that throw-in. I missed that. Missed the Roy Delap throw.
Do you? I
do, yeah.
I like don't.
You did,
as
an Arsenal
We used to hate playing against Stoke, man.
Arsenal hated Stoke,
didn't they?
Every game.
Will, scores on the doors.
Yeah, no goals in the second half so far. Obviously, we had that VAR penalty incident that was checked and not given. Good save by Ramsdale in the end. Obviously, the only game with no goals is Brighton West Ham, but we did have a major VAR incident. Dan Burn putting the ball in. It was a fantastic finish by Trossard, but it wasn't given.
So there we go. Pete, any further questions on Social Corner? People have been talking about in the stream. What have you got?
Going a wee bit off topic in terms of the teams today, Eddie Ravenhill has asked, do you believe Lampard is the right man for Chelsea?
Too early to tell.
I'd love to know if that's from a Chelsea fan. I'm presuming not.
Well, I mean, perhaps, considering Chelsea aren't playing today. Maybe. But yeah, do you think you say it's too early to tell?
Too early to tell. Pinball. Too early to tell.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, they did play well against Liverpool in the Super Cup.
And against Man United in the first half, I thought.
And look at the team against Liverpool and Man U. It was a totally different team. They had youngsters against Man U. You know, some of them have never played Premier League football in their career. You know, so you can't really judge them on that game. Judge them on the Liverpool game, which they did very well.
Yeah.
I think it's a big game for Chelsea because Leicester, that's a tough game as well. I think if Chelsea do lose that, and Leicester we've just spoken about earlier on in the show, that is at Chelsea, yes. If they don't win that, then it's even if it's silly to say he's not the right man for the job, people within the industry will be saying that if Lampard doesn't get his first win.
Of course, it's the more games go on without that first win, the more pressure, the more talking points, the more was he the right person for the job. So, like I said, it is a big game for him.
Yeah, I think after before the season started, I thought Chelsea were the most likely to fall out of the top six if somebody was going to. It was going to be them, given the transfer ban, given their inexperienced manager. After the first game week, I was like, you know what, that's pretty solid shite. Still, they were decent, but they still lost 4-0. After Liverpool, completely different performance. Like they look so much a better team and like an actual top six team.
So chance for Brighton.
It's quite hard to tell now because you've seen two different Chelseas, you've seen two completely different performances, two different results. Granted, they still lost against Liverpool, but they probably should have won in 90 minutes.
In 90 minutes,
yeah. You got to look at the players they brought back.
I thought that was in.
Chance for Liverpool.
Oh, it was a corner from Salah, and it got headed out to James Milner, edge of the box. He just right-footed it, kind of scuffed it a little bit, but it's managed to find its way through. and Matic tried to do a cheeky back heel and just wide of the post. Little back heel there, just wide of the post. Lucky for Southampton.
Jack Grealish inches away here for Aston Villa. They work the ball from a quick free kick.
Nasty injury.
There's a player down, but Jack Grealish inches past the post. I think that is... Who's that down there? I think that's Adam Smith with a bloody nose.
Oh, Salah's through.
Salah's through.
The offside's off. And it's Mo Salah.
good save,
You're
good
putting your
save.
mortgage, you're putting your house on it, you're putting everything to score that.
You'd expect him to score that, but it is a save.
It's a good save from McGinn.
Is that a bad shot or a good save?
It's the angle's tight. It's onside. It's onside.
Just onside.
The angle's tight.
Lovely touch.
Look, it's
a tight angle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tight angle. So, 9 times out of 10, I think he would score, but he tried to open his body.
Watford! What a save, Jordan Pickford!
Elaborate.
Absolutely, a lovely through ball. It was Troy Deeney one-on-one with Jordan Pickford, and he absolutely... He's not just saved it, he's not just beaten away. I think he's put it on the halfway line with his hands. He's clawed it. And
here's the replay
it was
now.
a great counter-attack. Capoue
leading it.
The former Spurs man coming forward, marching on, and puts a lovely ball across to the wing, and then it's this little run here from Troy Deeney. Might have been given offside, but it's a good save.
Good save, isn't it? I think it's hit him in the face, isn't it?
Right in his grid.
Jordan Pickford is down. It's a good save. Hits him at pace. He is down at the minute.
Right in the mush. Bring on the
Troy
Huskies.
Deeney straight into Jordan Pickford's face.
Man down.
Saved it with his nose. And meanwhile, Adam Smith, great name incidentally, is just coming off for treatment as well in the Bournemouth game. So a few injuries to bring you.
Is that why you do Smithy? Is that why you have Adam Smithy on Twitter? So you don't want
to avoid the confusion.
There's not just us two. There's a lot of Adam Smiths.
Is it?
I'm talking famous Adam Smith.
Boxing commentator at Sky.
Would you put yourself in that 3?
He's way more important than I am. Yeah, head of boxing.
So
lovely man.
You're not even the best presenter, Adam Smith.
I'm not in your words.
I'll put
Thank
you
you,
number
as
1.
always, Pete Dorman. Thank you, Will. It's deviated off topic
Come on,
to
you
common
Spurs.
names. But a few chances in your games, Will. Exciting start to the second half. But no goals so far in your games.
No goals in the second half, but Aston Villa have started very strongly. I think this is what we talked about. There's going to be goals in them games across the season. Newcastle, Joe Linton was down for a bit as well, which obviously a big worry when you've splashed the cash for £40 million. One I was thinking about on the train, Joe Linton, £40 million. West Ham, Haller, £40 million. Surely you could be picking up someone like Callum Wilson, proven Premier League goal scorer, for that same amount of price. Would that be not a bit more of a secure move?
But I don't know.
I do really
for that
like
money because he's English and because he is proven in the Premier League. I think he goes for a lot more.
I
than
think it would be more
£40 million.
expensive.
Yeah, you do get an extra 15% tax.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh,
Wow, is that Firmino?
Si, senor.
What a touch that was.
Villa are in here!
Chance for Villa!
Back post, Neil
Surely.
Taylor!
Oh, saved!
That has to go in.
Aston Villa with chances. Is that Neil Taylor?
Neil Taylor, but they're throwing their bodies on the
Chance
line.
for
Newcastle are in!
Newcastle!
Tim Krul with the save. He will not want to be beaten today. Newcastle got a corner. Neil Taylor with the shot, but it was saved. They've done that twice now where they've defended out on the line. The referee's checking something. Maybe... I haven't got anything.
Watford.
No, we just got a corner.
That's free kick.
Free kick for Watford.
Oh.
So we're going in. Corner swung in.
There
Headed
we go.
away.
Big chance. Villa look like they're really turning on the pressure now and looking to come back into this game. Well, they've had some big chances.
Yeah, they've had some great chances as well. That penalty decision, which wasn't given to them correctly, but they need to score before 70th minute to have any chance of getting something out of this game. But they did it so many times last season. Nottingham Forest 5-5. That Sheffield United game when I think they were 3-0 down and they balled it back. So never write Villa off.
There we go. It's replay of this chance now. Neil Taylor outside of the boot.
Goal! West Ham's first chance and they've scored. They've had nothing all the game, but it's little P. He's done it for West Ham. Didn't start last week, but he's scored now. And they've had nothing all game. And they've mustered something out of nothing. It's 1-0 to West Ham.
There you go. Brighton with the ball in the back of the net in the first half. Disallowed through VAR. Long delay there. Better team in the first half, but all that matters is that it is Brighton 0, West Ham 1.
Smithy, your prediction is coming in. Call you.
There we go. Our Sky Bet group bet could be coming in.
Yeah, I've just let us down.
Dave, Cheers, mate.
Come on, Dave, pick it up.
I had the mortgage on
This
that.
is the replay. Javier Hernandez, and it is another goal from Javier Hernandez in the box. Javier Hernandez scored 7 Premier League goals last season. All 52 Premier League goals have been scored from inside the box, Jermaine Pennant. Every single time he scores a goal in the Premier League, it's inside the box. He scored in the Premier League today, and it was
inside the box.
Thank you, Jermaine Pennant. 1-0 West Ham.
It was a grim.
Wow.
Matt Ryan should be doing better there as a keeper. It's straight at him, and he's got an arm to it, but it's trickled into the back of the net. So you've got to feel sorry for Trossard as well. Sorry.
Sorry, hang on a minute. What happened there, Will?
Just that was the salmon croissant I had earlier repeating on me. Very middle class. I'm not that at all.
He's doing well, he's
But yeah, no, Trossard had another shot that went over. He had his disallowed goal, and now they're 1-0 down. You'd be spitting feathers if you were a Brighton fan.
Oh.
Not because you're a seagull. See you later, Smith. We'll have a drink after.
Oh, can't, I'm busy. Jermaine,
I'm not.
Jermaine, we spoke about the first half, the fact that Southampton played
Chance
well.
for Norwich!
But ultimately, chance for Norwich, we'll come to in a minute, ultimately 1-0 down. How has the second half started?
Second half has started just as I thought it would be. Jurgen's definitely got a response from his players. And they're a different team now. Southampton are on the back foot, and Liverpool are causing some problems now and creating some chances. And you can see now, look, the midfield is sitting so deep. There's only Shea on there on his own. So, you know, full credit to Jurgen and to the boys for changing their game plan and getting a response.
There's just a different aura about the game now. In that it's just completely
You knew
shifted.
that Liverpool would be in the second half.
I'm very confident and comfortable sitting there now watching this.
Do you think it would have been the same difference in change had that goal not gone in before half time?
No, if it was 0-0, I think Southampton would have came out probably the brighter team at half time, because their tails would have been up. But, you know, in all fairness, that's Liverpool. Come on, you Reg.
I don't know if I'm just getting replays, but no, I'm just getting replays. Carry on.
OK, Will, anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I didn't know if it was a VAR incident, because Dan Burn went down in the penalty box. He got a little tap to his mush and went down. Fabianski didn't touch him. Goal kick.
Also, interestingly, last season, do you know how many times Liverpool lost when they went ahead first?
None.
Didn't only...
None.
Yeah. So...
Will Brazier.
Well, they only lost
Will
one.
Brazier.
Good point.
That was good, that was.
Read the stat pack though.
Yeah.
Goal at Carrow Road!
Go on, Will, big goal!
I think it's Timu Pukki again. Carrow Road are up. Steve Bruce looks dejected. 2 games, no wins. Daniel Farker is leading his men into the Premier League, and they're doing it in absolute style at Carrow Road. Timu Pukki, you give him a chance and he'll score.
Jermaine, Timu Pukki, he knows where the back of the net is. He scored again.
I said that earlier on, didn't I? He
Golden
won't,
boot.
He won't light up the league.
Goal for Brighton!
Trossard!
Wow!
Trossard, finally the redemption story. I haven't seen anything like this since Shawshank Redemption. 1 disallowed, 1 over the bar, and he scored on his 3rd attempt. 1-1 there, and Timu Pukki has made it 2-0 to Norwich.
This is the Pukki replay. Drills it low and hard with the right foot into the bottom
place.
right-hand corner of the goal. Lovely finish, Pukki. 2 games, 3 goals. That man is on fire. Currently top equal goal scorer in the Premier League, I believe, with 3 goals.
Look at this finish.
Just as
right.
that goal went in, we're seeing Farker there, animated on the touchline. It's a big goal for Brighton.
Look at that top right. And Trossard's shots have been fantastic. The volley he had for the goal. Look at this. Edge of the
Good game, Trossard, isn't he?
Recycled. He's hit it on the valve. Got a bit of swaz on it. I don't want to say swaz. I'm sorry, I've let myself down there. But it's a fantastic finish for Brighton. 1-1.
I think I might have ruined the Cuminator, boys.
Substitute at Southampton. There's Romeo coming off. And Danny Ings coming on.
Oh, OK.
Sign of intent.
So I thought they knew the red card was on course. So.
Yeah. So a lot of Liverpool players playing against their former club. We've now got a Southampton player playing against his former club, of course. Danny Ings spent 4 years as a Liverpool player, made just 25 appearances, scoring 4 goals, completed £20 million move from Liverpool over the closed season. 8 goals in 26 games for Southampton, but failed to score in his last 12. They need a goal from him today if they're to turn this one around. Still 1-0 Liverpool.
Yep, Southampton have only just got out of their half with in the last 10 minutes. So the pressure's really on them now, and Liverpool looking to take over and take control of this game.
There was a moan from Will Brazier.
Yeah,
what happened? Jack Grealish on the deck?
Yeah, deep ball in from the right. Jack Grealish got a free header, but he's put it over the bar from about 6 yards out. He's the captain today. He'd be wanting to score in front of his home fans, in front of the whole end. And he's had an absolutely golden chance. For me, he should score. So it's good pressure from the defender, but he's in the 6 yard box and he's got a header free.
So that Jack Grealish run, 19 games in a row, Premier League was consecutively.
That's a great ball.
Salah's through. Salah's through. Slides it through.
He's
That's
lost to Premier League record.
Firmino!
Oh! What are you
He
doing?
should score. Senor, pass the ball to Bobby and he will score. That's got to go in.
They did pass the ball to Bobby and he
And
didn't
he
score.
missed. And he
Don't
missed.
usually see Firmino miss from
no,
there.
it was a great ball from Wijnaldum over to the left-hand side corner for Mane, and his pace just
lovely pass.
beats everyone, and you're not catching him. And a little through ball on the penalty spot, tried to open his right leg, tried to open his right foot and slide it across the keeper, but he just opened it too much, and it's just whizzed past the post by inches. It should have been 2-0.
Pete, social corner. They got a lot of happy Liverpool fans. Have we got what people saying on the feed?
Not so much happy, more relieved.
Relieved.
I told you,
that the second
relieved.
half, the tides have shifted and Liverpool seem to be a bit more in control. But I'm just looking through some questions here, and Dylan Hutchinson has asked, who do you think will be relegated this season?
Sheffield.
Yeah, I think no disrespect to Sheffield United, but most people, that's the first one they come out with straight away.
Sheffield, by the looks of it, Villa.
I think they're like Newcastle could be in big trouble.
You think?
I really do. Like they've been extremely poor today.
You've been watching that game quite a lot today. Has it been a case of Norwich playing particularly? Because Norwich have played
West Ham
well.
are in here! And...
Or has it been Newcastle being that poor?
I think Norwich have played well, but Newcastle have been very poor. I can't think of a chance that they've had really.
It was really weird summer for Newcastle in that they started it kind of with Rafa potentially getting billionaire owners. The club potentially getting sold and bought over, like huge money influx. Then to having Steve Bruce and just seeing Mike Ashley.
What are they thinking?
We bit of a depressing time. If you're Newcastle,
what do we think? Because obviously Newcastle fans, we saw Sky Sports News the images when Steve Bruce was unveiled as the manager. They made their feelings very clear. Steve Bruce is manager of Newcastle. What do you think of that?
I think there's more to it with the Rafa story because I think I don't know what.
Big chance to Southampton. Danny Ings straight away, Jermaine.
Yeah. James Milner gives the ball away, tries to recover. Danny Ings fakes a shoot, comes on his left, tries to put it in the top corner and just goes over the bar looking for Adrian. I think James Milner's looking a bit leggy and not himself, so expect a substitution for
Henderson, you think? Yeah.
100%.
So he's a tidy player, Danny Ings, isn't he? I know he's probably not on the level that Liverpool strikers are on, but he does cause problems when he stays fit. This is the big issue that he has, staying fit.
Yeah, you've seen him score, a lot of goals with Burnley and Southampton here. So, like I said, you've got to stay fit in this game.
And Shea Adams is coming off for Southampton. So, Dave, you were saying before that chance came in.
Yeah, I think Newcastle could be in big trouble. Also, it's really nice to see Danny Welbeck on for Watford. I really hope he stays injury free. I think he can get 10 to 12 goals this season if he stays fit. Yeah.
Theo Walcott's on for Everton. They just need Gunnosaurus Rex and it'll be a right old party down there at Goodison Park.
Southampton on the attack again. Jermaine, go down.
Danny Ings made a difference. Danny Ings has made a difference.
It's not down to Southampton. Liverpool keep giving the ball away in sloppy areas, from the back, trying to play out a bit too much, and all Southampton doing is picking up them loose balls and counter-attacking.
That's playing into Southampton's game plan, though, as a high-pressing team. If you're Liverpool, do you then change your tactics? Stop trying to play it out from the back, or do you trust your system?
You trust your system. You trust your. I don't trust that though. You trust your players as well. So.
Good save.
Norwich didn't. Just look at that Norwich game, and what a start for Timo Pukki. That's 3 goals, and interestingly, he's the first Norwich player to score in his first 2 Premier League appearances for the club since Ashley Ward in December in 1994. And on that game and on these stats, Newcastle, not good reading this at all. Won just 2 of their last 28 Premier League away games in August. That's drawn 10, lost 16. They are winless in their last 7 such games, failing to score a single goal in that run since beating Sunderland 1-0 in 2011 when Steve Bruce was in the opposite dugout. So
great,
not good
stats
for Newcastle, not good stats for Steve Bruce. And
again, just giving the ball away.
Because of what you were saying about Newcastle. And Southampton, nice bit of spell this, Jermaine.
Yeah, the last five minutes, they've just basically, they've high pressed Liverpool rather than sitting back. They're just pressing them high and making Liverpool make mistakes, and them loose balls are literally counter-attacking them and putting Liverpool under pressure.
Jermaine, just on Steve Bruce, obviously you worked with him very closely. What sort of manager is he? Is he like on the training field every day? Is he more of like a manager?
He's a man manager.
Yeah.
He don't really take too much of the sessions. He's more of a man manager, and he got the best out of me. And I always say, who's your best manager? And when I say Steve Bruce, they look at me like, really? But I say, as a man manager, he's the best. But the probably best manager would be like someone like Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
Because he took sessions, he knows his football, he taught you
Learn
how
more
to
technically
from Arsene. But my manager was
Chance
Steve
for
Bruce.
how's he missed that?
Do you think the criticism he had is quite unfair then, Newcastle, because it came before he'd even taken a game?
Yeah,
Newcastle fans.
I guess it's Saul Judson being the manager at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Which is a bit fickle, but at least give him time in the job and see how he does. But prove him where he's at. He's done well at the teams. So
I think the hostility towards the Bruce appointment was not so much about Bruce, it was more the fact that they lost Rafa.
Yeah, and also I think there's more issues at Newcastle with the ownership and everything like that.
Chance of Liverpool.
Chance of Liverpool.
Firmino. Oh, you got to
in
shoot.
the box. Oh! What a strike!
Si, senor. Bobby will score. Come on, Liverpool.
In case you hadn't watched out, it's a goal for Liverpool and a goal for Bobby Firmino, Jermaine.
Bobby Firmino scored. I said Liverpool were giving the ball away cheaply, but Southampton did, and that's the difference of the quality of the two sides. Liverpool give the ball away, they don't get punished. Southampton just gave it away. Mane collected it. Slipped Firmino through.
Yeah.
I thought he should have shot early, but he didn't. He's delayed it, took another defender out.
It looks like he left too late. Shoot,
and then he pulls it across the defender. Great finish, great goal. 2-0 Liverpool. And I think that's job done. Game, fans happy.
Good composure.
Yeah.
Take that chance.
Great composure. Big goal for Liverpool. Southampton played very well in so many spells, first half and second half, but they find themselves 2-0 down. Bobby Firmino again.
Oh,
what a player he is.
That's the sign and signs of a Premiership winning title team.
Yeah.
Not to play at your best, but you're going to come away probably 2 to 3-0 up. So,
corner in the Brighton game.
And cleared away at the third post, but it's bouncing around in the 6-yard box, but it's been cleared away. Digny is down for Everton. Jack Grealish should have done better with a chance for Aston Villa. Now they've got a corner. It's been all Villa in the second half, but still no changes. Have we come up to 20 minutes left to go? They have got a good bench today. They've got people like Horahan, Jota still on the bench as well, so maybe see some changes.
Yeah.
Villa need to get one sooner, don't they? If they've got any chance.
Yes, I mean, you're talking about
do love a late goal.
Now, Villa, that's suddenly a big game if they lose this one, having lost last week as well.
Moist Keane on for...
Big fan of him. What a
really good signing as well.
Came off for Calvert-Lewin, so get some more minutes under the belt.
What a goal!
I said Wilson's was a screamer earlier. It was a deflected effort, but Douglas Luiz has scored an absolute screamer. First start, first goal in front of the whole end, and he's absolutely put one top bins. Game on at Villa Park.
What a goal this is. We're about to see a replay.
Yeah, he's got it down. He's put his foot on it, composed himself, and he's whipped it top bins. His haircut is matching the absolute techers he's got on display. Look at this corner comes in. It's cleared away. All the time in the world. Bournemouth need to get out to him. It's worked again. And McGinn back round to Grealish, and then he gives himself a bit of time on the edge of the space there. Comes back, foot on it, right foot.
Jermaine, what a goal that is! Goal of the day, surely.
That's goal of the day.
That's a contender for the season.
Wow, opens his body up, picks
crossbar, skims a crossbar and goes in. Keeper, no chance. Great goal.
You should love that arch on it as well.
Goal that is.
That's what whip and dip is.
That's the definition of whip and dip. Big goals. That is 2-1. Whip and dip indeed. Game on in that game. So many games, very well poised, Will.
You know what, it's all about balance, Smith. I love a bit of balance, and going into the last 20 minutes, everything, apart from probably Newcastle, who haven't created anything all game, is game on.
They're all alive. So much can still change. We spoke earlier. Moise Keane is on. Big fan of this player, and I think they got him for an absolute snip, by the way. 27.5 million from Juventus. He's 19 years of age. Italian international striker. 8 goals in 21 first-team appearances
for Norwich.
for Juve. And he's also scored...
Pukki for the hat-trick!
Teemu Pukki's now the top scorer in the Premier League this season. We spoke about the golden boot earlier. Were we forgetting him, Jermaine? Every time he gets the ball, he puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, we was. We said Kane, we said Aguero. No one mentioned Pukki. But where's my phone? I'm telling you now. Transfers.
If you've got Teemu Pukki in your fantasy team, you are laughing. That is a hat-trick for Pukki. He scored one at Anfield. This boy knows where the back of the net is. Chance for Liverpool! Oh, big save, Mane, carried away. It is all going on. Booking in the Aston Villa, in the West Ham game.
You know what?
Masuaku, but what a finish against proper striker's goal, that will.
Yeah, you just he got the ball there, and a lot of people would miss. But when you've got confidence,
might be a pen at Bournemouth.
No, playing on there. He's put it past the keeper. Steve Bruce.
He just passed it into
Steve Bruce under the cosh, mate. I'm telling you now. I don't know.
What do you do, Jermaine?
He's not going to last long, is he? Really? If it continues like this.
But he's Mike Ashley's man, though, isn't it? Because it's almost like. Not in terms of Frank Lampard, a free hit, but because he's Mike Ashley's man, you wonder when he would get rid of him.
But Mike Ashley cannot afford for them to go down.
No. But also, he doesn't really give a hoot about the fans' opinion, does he? Like, if everyone wants him out after 6-7 games, he's just going to be tunnel vision,
we saw, didn't we, before the first game of the season against Arsenal, there was protests and banners.
Yeah.
As a player, how much
does that... it's not going to help. As a player, it's not going to... If you know your manager's under absolute scrutiny and the fans are protesting, it does affect your players. It does affect you because you see all this. You want your team to be on your side. You don't want you see empty seats and protest. You want your team to be there and give you that 12th man. That's what the fans are for.
Before the first game of the season as well, when players must be buzzing to get on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got empty spaces because of protests and this and that. It does affect.
Newcastle's next 2 games, Jermaine, away games to Liverpool and Tottenham.
Oh dear.
Come on, Steve, mate, Brucey, say performance, please. Liverpool.
2 their next 3 away games, but 2
But
very tough away games.
Very tough. So you've got to be coming here expecting a result, want a result.
If the fans are totally against the manager, does that affect the team's perception of a manager, or can it? In terms of in the dressing room and how confident they are in that manager?
They'll obviously take on board that, look, the fans are not a fan of our manager, and some players can think, oh, why is that, and not have the belief that they should have for your manager.
Great tackle.
Good save. It was a great little link-up play with Robertson and Mane.
Liverpool looking good now.
Back to Robertson, flicked it onto Mane. Mane, a little cheeky back heel, first-time volley for Robertson inside the box, but a great save from the keeper.
Look at this, is lovely little touch and go. How quick is that?
Good ball.
The technique on that hit as well.
Good technique. Unbelievable
checking for a penalty in the Brighton-West Ham game. Antonio went through.
Penalty!
I think that's outside the box.
Is it inside the box? Is it outside? Is there contact? A lot of questions here for this.
It's Lewis.
Outside.
Lewis Dunk's brought him down, but then is it a red card as well?
Lewis Dunk on Mikel Antonio. We're looking at whether or not there was contact and whether it was inside the box or not. And this is evenly poised. This has been a tight game, 1-1, Will.
Yeah, no, definitely. 1-1 at the moment. I think if Lewis Dunk is adjudged to have fouled him, he could be off.
Yeah, well, as in...
No, play on. Forget it.
Play on.
Dunk's a lucky man. I've got him in my fantasy team, so thank God.
There we go. Slam dunk the front. No penalty. It remains 1-1 in that game. Will Fresh is happy.
Can I just say, like, Newcastle have been atrocious.
Okay.
They've been so poor.
They've had enough. What chance are they?
So poor. Nothing.
Have they had anything at all? If Newcastle fans are watching, any positivity you can give them?
There's really not.
You know, the exciting thing for the promoted teams as well, Norwich have stuck to the guns and I think kept 90% of the starting 11. Sheffield United did the same and they've put in 2 fantastic performances in the games that they have played. So it just shows that what gets you promoted, if you can stick with it and stick with the philosophy.
You think that Sheffield United starting 11 is good enough to stay in the Premier League?
I'm not necessarily individually if you went round and picked the stats out and went that they're good, but as a core and what World is building there, I think a lot of people will be surprised where they are at the end of the season.
Free kick.
Clever foul from Trent.
Substitution Liverpool, by the way. Fabinho's came on for James Milner.
You said that? You said you thought Milner would...
maybe Anderson, but Fabinho's came on for James Milner. I
think that's just a bit more defensive.
Obviously Milner didn't have a great game. You know, Mr. Reliable. I'll give you a 7. Didn't have a great game today.
Unusual from Trent, that losing the
ball again. You know,
shot for
that's been Liverpool's downfall today, just giving the ball away. Oh, sorry lads, but my captain's coming off.
Origi.
Another substitution.
But
Mo Salah, your captain, off.
David Origi coming on. You know, the geezer scored some wonderful goals in the Champions League semi-finals and the final. Great addition.
Yeah, so Liverpool looking comfortable 2-0. Ooh. Divock Origi straight in, still 2-0 Liverpool. 78 minutes on the clock. Into the last 10-15 minutes in all of our games. Will anything of note in your games? A lot of them very close, other than the Newcastle-Norwich game, as Dave was saying earlier. The other 3 are still...
Oh my God, almost an own goal for Matip. Who put the ball in? Was it Redmond?
Here we go.
No, Bertrand. Was it? No, was it?
Whipped in.
Whipped in.
Good save.
Edge of the 6-yard box, tried to defensive clearance, but almost into his own net.
Brighton,
Chance, Will. Go on.
ball coming from the right, and Pascal Gross coming in from the left. He sees a header late, but he should do better at this. He's put it near enough in the centre of the goal, and it's very easy for Fabianski, a man of his skill, will be catching that all day long.
Ward-Prowse, the technique on his corners, he's got an absolute whip on him, isn't he, Ward-Prowse?
Yeah. Oh, answer your question. If one player, well, I'd say he probably puts himself on me because I'm a lot older than him, Ward-Prowse, but we've probably got the same kind of crossing technique and set pieces. But I definitely don't model my game on him. It's the other way around.
Other way around, yeah.
Right, and then down this left-hand side.
Kind of poster on his bed.
Big, good tackle that, Will. West Ham. And it's still 1-1 in that game. Brighton 1, West Ham 1. Right, there's a little pause. We go to social corner, Pete. Anything else that...
Yeah, there were a couple of mentions of fantasy football there. So
go on.
There's a question here from the Meat Eater 88.
Okay.
Interesting name. But they have asked, who would you have in your fantasy team this season? Salah, Mane or Firmino? If you can only have one of those three.
Salah?
Mane or Firmino?
I'd probably go with Salah. Because he obviously, been the top goal scorer for Liverpool for the past 2 seasons. And he does come in a lot with a lot of assists as well to add to your tally points. So I'd go with Salah.
I would go Mane because I think he's going to score the most amount of goals of the 3 this season. I think Salah is the best player of the 3 in terms of complete player, but I think Mane will get the most goals of the 3.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, and also think that Salah's still suffering from that unbelievable season where he has a lot of critics on his back when he doesn't score 30 goals. And I don't think that helps a striker's confidence. He probably tries to block it out, but it probably is in the back of his mind that he's not scoring as many as he could, or as many as he did. And I think in terms of Liverpool's front 3, Sadio Mane in the past season and a half has been so impactful. So unbelievably impactful. I think he's going to have an amazing season this year.
Tough question, 3 top players.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody
going for Bobby Firmino though.
Well, Dave?
For me, it'd be Mane.
Mane for you as well.
I think probably because the actual number of assists as well. I think a lot of assists.
Don't get me wrong, Firmino's a wonderful player and he just chip in, but he won't score as many goals as Firmino or as Salah or Mane. So that's where your points come from.
I think that's a testament to the quality of Liverpool's front 3 in that a player as good as Firmino is being overlooked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he just doesn't get the same amount of goal involvements. You said you had Salah as captain.
Yeah.
Liverpool on the attack again.
Origi. John McGinn.
Danger is clear.
Goal and assist.
Yeah.
Will, chance again. Brighton, West Ham looks a tasty game.
Yeah, West Ham.
Do you think there'll be a winner in this one?
I think so.
Yes,
just because we've had so much drama, haven't we, David?
Oh no!
Wow!
Oh, Adrian, what are you doing?
In the game, 82 minutes on the clock.
God.
Jermaine, what happened?
Oh, it's Virgil van Dijk. There's a pass back to Adrian. He took a touch, had all the time in the world, tried to be cute, tried to play it out to Matip, and then Danny Ings stuck his leg out. It came off Danny Ings and into the back of the net. He could have gone right, left, but he tried to be cute, This
is what we said in the first half. You said it worries you that he's trying to play from the back.
I said it. If it was Alisson, it would have gone easy to Fabinho or would have gone out right there. But because it's... all them plunders he's took at
he's not looking. He's not even looking.
For saving the penalty and being a hero. That's now just going to be taken away and it's going to be remembered for this now. That's unlucky for him.
Bournemouth in it. Chance to wrap it up for Bournemouth. Left-hand side, one on the keeper. Good save from Tom Heaton. Gave away the penalty there. Stood up, stayed strong and batted it away. Still 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Yes, the heat is on.
10 minutes for Hampton to get equaliser, right?
Yes. Timu Pukki, interestingly, the first player to score a Premier League hat-trick for Norwich since Efan Okuku against Everton in September 1993. The fans love him.
Do you know what?
And he is surely going to get the Man of the Match award in that match.
I was talking to Joe Tomlinson about Timu Pukki before the season started, and he said that Timu Pukki will not score more than 5 goals this season.
Yeah, he said that to me as well.
He scored 4 goals in 2 games.
Could have a bar in 36 games.
He looks a player, doesn't he?
Snodgrass! Snodgrass!
Big save! It's all going off at Brighton at the Amex Stadium. Surely, Matty Ryan, big save, there's going to be another goal in that game.
Yeah, Matty Ryan with a great save there, but he's palmed it away. And, yes, Adrian.
And we're still looking at replays, of course. Danny Ings scoring against his former club, not celebrating.
Norwich chance for 4. Norwich chance for 4. Norwich! Still 3.
It's still 3-0. Shots of Adrian there. He looks the highest of the lows of winning the Super Cup for Liverpool now. conceding a goal. And at a time when it was very comfortable, we said...
Very comfortable. Now they put the pressure right back on Liverpool.
Minutes.
Yeah, now, you know, Southampton's going to have the tails up now and literally go and gun over the last 6 minutes.
Bad
thinking
challenge
that they
there
can
from
get
Newcastle.
another goal.
Is that
Go on, Dave, back to the Newcastle.
He's
Norwich
jumped
game.
in, like he's kind of gone like his shin level. I don't know if there's going to be like a replay of this.
Paul Dummett.
Oh no, nothing.
Poor tackle for you.
It was just a bit high to say the least.
Sorry, I'll get to
Yeah, Norwich. Joel Linton, how's he played? A lot of...
They have done nothing. Newcastle, honestly,
nothing at
they
all.
have not been a threat at all.
He's got no service. Who's servicing Joe Linton?
They've shown fight. You know what I mean? It's not like they've stopped playing for Steve Bruce or that, but it's like they haven't got anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long season for Newcastle.
But like they have brought in players. Like obviously before last season, their record transfer was Michael Owen back in like 2004. Then they brought in Joe Linton, they brought in Sim Maxime, the other bloke from last year who I can't remember his name currently.
Yeah, the little fellow, the little head.
Almiron, yeah.
So like they brought in really good, or like at least in terms of mid-table, lower table, good quality attackers. It's just
nice and
obviously not working at the minute.
I think the thing was, that like Rafa kept him up last season.
I think
and now that tactician's no longer there. So
the biggest loss is Rafa.
Yeah.
So 85 minutes on the clock. We've been blessed with goals galore on the Football Social. 5 minutes left. And the big one, Southampton 1, Liverpool 2, and they're going forward again, Jermaine. Nervous last 5 for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's definitely
Bournemouth,
nervous last 5 because it's going to shoot now. Oh, he's in the box
So it's
here.
a chance
Chance for
for
Southampton.
How has he missed it? It's Danny Ings. He's just had the ball in the back of the net. He's 4 yards out and he's dragged it wide. Let off for Liverpool Football Club.
Oh, it's a massive let-off. I think he's done that on purpose, to be honest.
Is he off?
He's offside.
Looking at this again.
He's
in the 6-yard box.
He came whizzed across the 6-yard box. He's running onto it. He's done a Firmino rather than just solid foot. He's tried to open his leg, let it go across, and it's gone right across the box.
Oh my gosh!
That should be Southampton 2, Liverpool 2.
I think he just
That's a let-off.
Valerie with the ball in. Danny Ings. Valerie with the Jermaine Pennant-esque ball in.
Brighton should have made it 2-1
Danny Ings
here.
tucked it wide. Wow.
How did he miss that?
I don't know, but I'm very grateful.
Wow.
I told you.
Big chance.
Southampton.
They've taken a lot of chances this game, just haven't taken them.
And that one goal, that mistake from Alisson, Adrian, from all that possession they've had, the dominance of that game in the last 20 minutes, has now just been wiped away. And we'll go. Anderson is now coming on to try and steady things and steady the ship. But because at the minute they are under the cosh.
It's also
Chance again for Liverpool. Wow, what a
it's
ball that
Liverpool's
was.
own fault though, because they stuck to their own game plan to try and play it out the back, to try and be that like kind of Jurgen Klopp style playing, which wasn't working, and they were kind of sacrificing the ball in dangerous areas, giving up chances.
You've got to know what players an individual off. You know, if like I said, if you've got Alisson there, then play that style, do that. You know, but when you've got someone who's not, you know, that kind of that pedigree, you've got to change your style.
For me, I'm like, we're 2-0 up. We don't have to be an amazing football team right now. Let's just get this.
Everton, Moisty!
Oh! Big chance over the bar.
Yeah,
Brazier.
Fantastic work down the left-hand side, dribbled inside, but I think he took his shot a little bit too early, but still getting the fans up on their feet, and he does look like an exciting prospect, front to back, driving them forward. But yeah, still 1-0 to Everton, a very, very close game.
OK, we are approaching the dying stages of the match. It's 87 minutes on the clock currently. To remind you of the scores currently: Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 2, Josh King and Harry Wilson after 2 and 12 minutes respectively, and then Douglas Luiz with an absolute humdinger for Aston Villa after 71 minutes, 2-1 in that game. Brighton versus West Ham 1-0. Trossard and Chicharito. Something tells me there will be a late goal. There's so much action in that game. Even as I speak, Brighton are breaking. It's currently Everton 1, Watford 0 thanks to Bernard. The man of the day, Timu Pukki, with a hat-trick. 4 goals in 2 games. Currently the Premier League's top goal scorer. He will be taking home the match ball, the man of the match award, and whatever else he wants. The keys to Norwich probably, as he puts them 3-0 up. And it's Southampton 1. And Firmino and Danny Ings after 83 minutes. And a substitution, Jermaine.
Yes, Oxlade-Chamberlain coming off and off for Jordan Henderson. I think he's got a little bit tired now, and you know, the pressure that Liverpool are trying to soak up now. I think he's just going to come in there, you know, be a leader.
Yeah.
And be a structure.
It's exactly that. He's talking. Look at him. He's talking to every player, geeing them up.
Yep.
Corner for Brighton here.
Stick with you, Will. Corner for Brighton.
Moy swinging it in, making his home debut, bouncing around, shot! Neil Maupay just about 5 minutes ago had a great chance. The ball broke to him and he tried to do exactly what he did at Watford, but the keeper was having none of it, and Fabianski took the ball up.
Got to talk about Potter as well. Good start for Brighton. 2 subs that he brought on, strikers both scoring last week.
Yeah.
probably been a bit unlucky this today with VAR and played well. And
I think
good start for Brighton.
I was worried about because he did so well at Swansea, but it took about half of the season for them to get playing the way that he wanted to do. So it was a fantastic vindication for him to go away to Vicarage Road and win 3-0. But it's exciting. You think of all the teams that are winning today: Daniel Farke, Graham Potter at Brighton, and obviously what Eddie Howe's been doing at Bournemouth. It seems to be this new
chance for Villa.
Chance for Villa, though.
Did you say Eddie Howe?
It's working at Wesley's been working hard, but to no avail. But yeah, it just feels like a new coming.
Chance for Villa still not clear. Oh. Do you think Bournemouth will hold on in that game? I'll put you on the spot now. Prediction?
Well, no, I don't know. I could see Villa nicking one.
Can you?
A Jack Grealish. They scored so many late goals in the Championship last season, so you can never really write them off.
Southampton on the attack again.
And that did kick off about 4
yes,
minutes
it
after.
did. Good point. Oh, you feel like one more chance will come their way. Oh.
Liverpool are struggling to get out of the half now.
Every man in their own half.
It's been
Liverpool.
a lot of pressure from Southampton. And
4 minutes.
And there's 4 minutes left.
4 minutes of additional time.
It's 4 minutes.
What a ball that is, by the way.
It does bring into question of game management as well. Like,
free kick.
Free kick. Oh,
it's a free kick for Southampton, just on the byline in a lovely area.
Put this right underneath the goalkeeper's nose because after that little mistake is going to be made, he's going to be vulnerable and not really want to get these balls.
That's exactly why Southampton bought Giempo as well for his dribbling. Like all of his other stats are kind of pretty average from the Belgian league at Standard Liège, but he was completing over 3 dribbles a game. For Standard Liège, and they don't really have someone who's that good at dribbling, and he's just won a foul there.
Chance for Moise Keane again. Narrowly wide, Will.
Yeah, little Cruyff turn on the edge of the area, absolutely does the defender, and then he's got an open goal if he just takes a bit of time. But
it does go wide, so no goal. Moise Keane, we spoke about, big fan of his. Chance for Southampton.
Oh my God! It's a great ball in for Ward-Prowse again. It's gone through all the bodies and it was in no man's land.
Classic Liverpool counter-attack.
Yeah, we're just sitting on the 6-yard box.
Knock it out. What's this all going off here?
No, not offside. Liverpool. Are they going to whip it in or hold it in the corner?
He's going to give it to Mane. No, he's going to keep the ball.
I think there's one more goal in one of these games.
There's definitely going to be. Something tells us there's going to be a late goal. Stick with us on the stream because so many of the games are so well poised. Brighton on the attack there. We'll come to that in a minute. But Liverpool with the ball. 91 minutes on the clock. 4 minutes of additional time. Don't forget, Southampton have been brilliant today. Liverpool do look a bit tired. As you'd expect, they played 120 minutes in Istanbul only a few days ago.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, it was the heat as well.
Yeah.
That takes a lot out of you. So they do look leggy. But it's a ball. Firmino.
Is he off?
It's a good ball. Yeah.
That's what Liverpool want, really, isn't it? Corner.
Yeah.
Take the ball down.
Take some of that pressure off.
There we go. Goal for Newcastle. Will Brazier.
Are they?
John Joe Shelby, I believe, just sitting in the corner of my eye. Did you not? Can we confirm that?
Liverpool game.
There we go.
I thought he was injured.
Oh, good goal.
There we go. Nice finish. So something for Newcastle fans to be happy about. It's actually a nice, tidy finish this, Dave, isn't it?
Actually
that
very
must be their
casual,
first
wasn't
attempt.
It was casual, look.
Passed it in.
You said there's nothing smart about it. It has been all Norwich.
But it's now 3-1.
It's a nice finish. Cuts
with
inside.
2 minutes to go, mate. It's back on.
You never know.
You never know in this game.
They normally catch my eye because of the celebrations, but Shelby looked more dejected than.
Gotta be down.
There was a free kick that.
Full-time whistle's gone. Top right.
Potter. Is that done?
And our first full-time whistle has gone. These are the teams, and what a game it was. Brighton.
Great game.
1-1. Chicharito opened the scoring after 61 minutes for West Ham. Leandro Trossard only 4 minutes later with a goal for Brighton. Brighton also scoring in the first half, disallowed through VAR. So the points shared between Brighton and the Hammers.
To wrap it up.
1-1. And chance for Bournemouth. Will Brazier in the game to wrap up the game.
Ryan Fraser works onto his left.
Side netting. Someone in the ground at some point would have cheered that based on their view, but it was the side netting, not the back of the net. Never cheer because the other fans will go, "Oi!" Exactly that. Side netting. Decent strike, not decent enough. Still 2-1 in our feature game. Surely this is the last chance of the game for Southampton. They've got to get it in the box.
Cynical
foul. Just get it in the box, surely.
Cynical foul.
The ref is looking at his watch. Last chance for the game for Southampton.
Foot on. Lower
Swing it back in.
Go on, Adrian. That's it.
Safe.
There we go.
Shot deflects off Robinson, and Adrian clicks it easily. I think that's game, set, match done.
You think?
3 points to Liverpool.
Fraser working his way in again, gets to the byline now, chance to whip it across. They've got a corner.
No, and that game's probably done as well.
They'll go short, surely.
The full game's still going as we speak. And just as I said, the full-time whistle goes. These are the scenes at Norwich. Timu Pukki with a hat-trick. John Joe Shelby getting a consolation goal in injury time. It is Norwich 3, Newcastle 1. Daniel Farke, great day at the office. And that man there, Premier League top goal scorer, 4 goals after 2 games. Credit where it's due. 3 great finishes as well. Good day at the office for Norwich.
Let's change this.
And the full-time whistle has gone. Jermaine at St Mary's. Liverpool 2, Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino. Southampton 1, Danny Ings. But a nervous last 7 minutes.
Yeah, I was very nervous after that mistake from Adrian. You know, Liverpool won at the races today, but you know, it says the 1-2-1, and they've got the 3 points for it, so that's all that matters. But we take in consideration, we'll let them off for the Super Cup. They're travelling the heat, tired legs, so you know they've got time now to recuperate. Hopefully they will need to put in a better performance than that.
Looking at the man on screen there, Adrian, just shaking hands with Danny Ings. How will Adrian be feeling? Because it's been such a good week, and he has got the win, but he'll know.
Yeah.
He's at fault for
the
that
fact that they've got the 3 points, it will take the edge off it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we'll be thinking, oh my God, you know why? That's the last thing I need.
Yeah.
But again,
I don't think it's just Adrian though, because granted he was the one who made a mistake that got punished, but there were other people who made a lot of mistakes in dangerous areas, and Southampton kind of wasted those chances. So it could have easily been anybody. Because I don't think Liverpool played that well.
But you can see on his face, though, you can see the little disappointment in his face as he's, you know, applauding the faithful, the cop carriers. So you can see the disappointment in him.
I mean, he made a couple of big saves, but also made a couple of big errors, and of course a massive one that led to the goal. So I think Liverpool take this result with a pinch of salt in that they've got the 3 points, but there is still a lot to work on, and that's 2 games they've played now and not looked fantastic.
If you're Liverpool, you're over the moon with this. They've come to a difficult place. They've got the 3 points, and they go again.
To be honest, I don't think you are, because I think the level they're looking to be to challenge City, that they can accept it.
But I think they can be at that level.
There's no way they play like that against Arsenal next week at Anfield. They'll be much better.
They're happy they got the points, but they're not happy with that performance. Same with Norwich as well.
Agree.
They need to be so much better than that if they're getting into the 90 points again this season and competing for the Premier League title.
No, they will, because I know now Jurgen will be giving them players 2 or 3 days off, no training, just literally chill with your family, relax, refresh the mind, and then we'll go again Wednesday, Tuesday, prepare for a massive game against Arsenal.
Yeah, so big win for Liverpool, and of course full-time whistle also got interesting game as well. Moise Kean came on. Was lively, didn't hit the back of the net though. One man that did hit the back of the net was Bernard. That was the only man that did hit the back of the net. It finished Everton 1, Watford 0. Will Brazier, Everton, good value for that win. They looked the better side from what I saw.
They did look the better side, but there was, I think there still needs to be a lot of work done there. I think they've got to implement their new signings into that. I'm just saying that though, still going on at the Villa game. Tyrone Mings!
Is it a corner? Big chance in the Villa game.
Who's that at the back?
Don't forget Aston Villa 2-1 down at Bournemouth. That's a big chance, 90th minute.
Have we got a corner? I'm just trying to work out.
Is that Engels?
Full time.
Good game.
That was the last chance of the game. Really good game at Villa Park, but the full-time whistle's gone. These are the scenes. It has finished. Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 2. You see there Eddie Howe shaking hands with Dean Smith and John Terry. It was an end-to-end match. Will Brazier's over the moon as a Birmingham fan, but Josh King with the goal. Harry Wilson on the debut. Douglas Luiz, has to be said, with probably the goal of the game. That man on your screen. What a finish that was. What a haircut. What a game. But Villa, no points from 2 games, Will.
I'm still watching the scenes. There couldn't be more contrasting scenes at the Norwich versus Newcastle game. Daniel Farke's done a lap of the ground. He's getting down, and then it's shot to the Newcastle fans.
Here we go. Daniel Farke loves stuff like this.
He's doing this, and then you shot to the Newcastle fans.
Look at this. This is brilliant.
There was a few expletives.
Brilliant.
From the Newcastle fans towards.
Great scenes there.
Towards
what a job he did with Norwich last season.
Nearly got
Many people got the second call. Many people didn't think them favourites to win the league. They won the league. Timu Pukki's scoring bag loads of goals, and they've picked up where they've left off. Good start for them.
They've got it right at Norwich. The whole club, like from the training ground, which they've done, up to the technical director and Stuart Webster, to the manager at Daniel Farke, like the whole club is run in such an efficient way, and I think they could do well this season.
Jermaine, something tells me that whatever happens in Norwich this season, that he's a man that the fans love. He's not going anywhere for a while.
No, he'll be there for a while. Getting promoted into the Premier League alone, he's staying for that. And then the result they just put in there. winning the first Premier League at home against Newcastle, which they was underdogs, to do it in a fanatic way, the way they have. It's fair credit to Norwich, to the manager, to all the staff there, and like you said, the way it's run. So he will be idled.
You think of the teams they came up against last season, like Leeds, Villa, they finished well above them. So I think there's something in the water.
But I think even last year, by the end of the season, they were like a ready-made Premier League team, still in the Championship at that point. And you can see that like they've obviously taken.
At all though, they haven't spent at all.
That's good though.
It's good, but it's like they're doing it the hard way in Norwich City.
But if you're winning the Championship by a considerable margin, I think obviously they slipped off when they sort of got promotion. There's something there that you're not far off the Premier League. So why change your winning formula?
My only concern is that they haven't really bolstered it. They haven't added that much. And then over a 38-game season, could that be fatal?
Come Christmas is that's when the honeymoon period finishes, don't it? Come Christmas, if you're not, bolstering out come Christmas, that's when when teams, are made.
Sometimes that's too late. Sometimes that's too late. If you're that's in the relegation zone with 1 or 2 wins at Christmas, no matter what you do, you're obviously not a very attractive prospect for players to come because of how poorly you've been. But you could have left yourself too much to do to get out of that relegation zone by Christmas.
Yeah, but that's when you find out if you are made up to be in the Premier League. Norwich have been like a yo-yo. Every time they come into the Premier League, they go back down. Then they win the Championship, they go back down a lot. So hopefully, I think by looks of it, they look like they are a good team. Against Liverpool, they want rubbish. They shouldn't have lost 4-1. The result reflects different.
The best thing about it is the chances they're creating. For a team that's coming up to score, they have many chances they did at Anfield to score 3 at home in the second game. I mean, that's surely.
Gary Neville said it in co-comments in his analysis that he doesn't think many teams will create as many chances as Norwich did at Anfield. So big day for Norwich.
They're brave as well. They play brave.
Yeah, good day for Norwich, and of course good day for many other clubs as well, including Liverpool. But what did that mean for our group bet with Sky Bet? Let's have a look. Jermaine Pennant predicted Liverpool away win. Well done, Jermaine. That was right. 2-1 it finished. I predicted an away win. West Ham, I got it wrong. Apologies. 1-1 that one finished. Pete went for a home win. Everton, Watford, he was correct. It did finish 1-0. Away win Will went for Bournemouth against Brighton. It did finish that way, 2-1. Dave, most wrong. Away win Newcastle and Norwich won 3-1. So we did not win our group bet. Dave Jackson, what would you like to say to the people watching?
Well, you just apologise as well. If I'm going to apologise.
A few of us got it right for 1 goal in it, 1 goal in it. I mean, there's a lot of goals. You're very wrong.
My bad. But we learn from this and we go again next week.
We're hard back again. We've got a lot of football socials this season, of course. We're back for many shows, so we will go again. We will learn from it. It's a game of 2 halves. There's more cliches we'll come out with next week.
Exactly.
No doubt. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. This is how it stands. So, Dave, Arsenal no longer top, as you said previously. Liverpool sit top. It is, of course, very early days, but Liverpool top on goal difference. The only 2 teams currently with 6 points from 2 games. Brighton, Bournemouth and Everton up there with 4 as well. Don't forget Man City still to play. They play Spurs. That is the live Saturday night football, which is very shortly actually. So big match live on Sky. Norwich into 10th. Let's have a look at the bottom half.
Come on, you Canaries.
Not too good. We've spoken about some of the teams that haven't got off to a good start. Watford.
I forgot about it,
We haven't spoken about, Dave. Obviously, Chelsea there only played 1 game there, but Watford, no points, 2 played, -4 goal difference.
I think Watford, there's 3 worse teams, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the correct English.
Worse?
But there's 3 worse teams.
Worse?
Then, or worse, so either or. So I think Watford will be fine. I don't think they'll do as well as they did last season, because I think they played particularly well. As you say, they picked up points from the teams below them.
Yeah.
But they'll definitely be safe. So,
OK, let's wrap up what we've seen today then. Performance of the day, individually.
Pookie, innit?
Team of Pookie.
Team Pookie and Norwich, their performance today has got to be their performance of the day.
And goal of the day? What are you saying, Will? You watched all of the goals?
It's got to be Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, fell for Villa.
I vouch for that.
When that happens and you score an absolute worldie, but you're on the losing end, how are you feeling?
A little bit bittersweet. You're like, oh, my goal was class, wasn't it? And then you realise, we lost them.
Yeah.
So it's a bittersweet. You will go off thinking, well, I done my job. I done my job. I scored a worldie. Sorry, lads.
And Dave, I'll let you answer this because you think the team that will be most worried of everyone we watched today.
Definitely Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just elaborate on that, because you were glued to that game, I saw.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that impressed you about the performance at all.
Yeah, like they had nothing about them. And don't get me wrong, it's not like they were playing Man United or Liverpool or Arsenal. They were playing a team that they should be at least challenging against. You know, it was a team that just come up last season, and they had nothing going for it. I know they scored the goal, but they had no kind of build-up play. They didn't create many chances at all. So I think they're going to struggle big time.
Okay, take a few questions, Pete. Don't forget people getting in touch all day on the stream at SoccerAM, at Football Daily. Use the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. Let's take the last few to our panel.
So, as we saw, Liverpool are top of the league now, 6 points on goal difference. The fact they've got that, Quinn has asked, how will City Spurs impact the title race tonight?
It's a big game, isn't it, tonight?
Liverpool have got 2 wins from 2.
Yeah, it's a big game, man. Yeah, going against Spurs.
Eriksen starts. No Vertonghen, interestingly, again.
Is Eriksen starting?
We think Philly's fit. No Lucas Moura either. So, no.
So
Eriksen
a weakened Spurs against a very strong City.
Probably going to be a bloodbath, isn't it, Smith?
It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
I'd take a point now. Yeah.
I think most people's mentality is that those are the top 3. Probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
City, Liverpool, and then if Spurs go supernova, they could potentially compete. But those are the top 3 nailed on. So it is a massive game so early in the season.
We haven't spoken much about the top 4 within the show. Top 4 in terms of if you agree they're the top 3. Who do you think will be the next team to finish 4th?
Arsenal.
You do, Arsenal?
Yeah. Because what we've seen this season, where previous seasons they cannot finish the lower teams.
Yeah.
They would struggle against a Burnley or
away from home, particularly.
Especially away from home. Yeah. But now they're not playing so good, but getting them results.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be a top 4 team, and that's what they're showing now. I think Emery now has probably planted his style, got his fundamentals down, and they look a better team already.
Yeah, I think it'll be Arsenal by default, in that they've done well in the transfer market, got in centre-back, got in Ceballos, who looks fantastic, Pepe, Kieran Tierney, apparently all on a £45 million budget, so fantastic to do that.
Clever that, by saying we've only got 45 million and then buying a lot of players, because clubs think we can't increase.
You see, like the knock from Arsenal is like a different knock, mate. Apparently, right? But I think with us, like once Bellerin comes back fit, once Kieran Tierney comes back, there's proper width and pace, which is something we have lacked for about 5-6 years. Yeah. So that's the bit I'm most excited about. Them two are probably not going to be fully fit to about like October time. So if we can just stay in the hunt, get to October, then we'll know our definite starting 11, and I think we can go on a nice little run then. Got over the line a little bit. I'm not saying other clubs haven't, because Spurs didn't play great against Aston Villa first off. Liverpool got away with one today against Southampton. A lot of clubs have done. Yeah. But Arsenal 1-0 against Newcastle, 2-1 against Burnley. Got over the line a little bit in those 2 games. Would you agree with that? Yeah, no, I agree. And don't get me wrong, that's not our best 11 yet. You know, I thought that Pepe was good in moments, but he's only going to get better. I think like the Spanish fella, he looked absolutely fantastic.
What's his name?
Celebros. What?
Celebros.
Yeah, exactly. him. Yeah. So so I think there's a lot more to come from Arsenal, and I think David Luiz was a fantastic bit of business. Okay, well, from a neutral perspective. The most neutral here, top 4. Go on, pick the order. 1 to 4. How you think the Premier League will finish this season?
Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and then I'll say Arsenal for now, just because I know we need to get off to see the Spurs game. But I worry about Arsenal when it gets to Christmas and that second half of the season, which was so synonymous under Arsene Wenger. There was always like quite a lot of drop-off. So if you think of this, it was in their hands last season, Arsenal to be in that Champions League. And what was the game at home? The Brighton game. Yeah. So everything's going well for them. It's all roses at the moment. But I mean, United could sneak in there.
I don't know. I just see Chelsea and United as such an unsure project in both camps that Arsenal finished 4th by default. In that United and Chelsea just fall away by the end of it, and it'll be like 5-6 points between 5th and 4th.
With Arsenal though, with Lacazette and Aubameyang, you can just get yourself out of trouble with them as well, can't you? If they can sort out that defence with Bellerin coming back. Great going forward. I think they have got a stronger proposition than United, and a better manager. So I'll go Arsenal. Yeah.
OK, there we go. We got there in the end. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
OK, that's nearly all we've got time for, but first let's have a look at what we've got coming up on Sky when we are back. Pleased to say that we will be back, big one. Next Saturday, the Football Social is back. Of course, it will be on Soccer and Football Daily's YouTube channel at 5 p.m. So we're here for a watch-along special for Liverpool against Arsenal. So that should be a cracker. And of course, yes, very juicy indeed. And of course, right now, Sky Sports Premier League. Get over there. Once you finish watching this, head over to Sky Sports Premier League. Man City against Tottenham. Huge game for both clubs. So that is right now. Right. And of course, that's not it, because Super Sunday, another feast of football for you all to look forward to. Starts with Sheffield United against Crystal Palace, 1 p.m. Sky Sports Premier League, followed by big Super Sunday game, Chelsea against Leicester, 4 p.m. Sky Sports Premier League.
Juicy.
Very juicy, Jermaine. Absolute pleasure having you on the show again. Jermaine Pennant. Pete Dorman, thank you very much for your socials. Will Brazier and Dave Jackson. We will see you next week. We'll leave you now with our best bits. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
I think it's a great boost. No disrespect, Andy, mate, but a great boost for Liverpool that Adrian's playing.
3 seasons in front of the whole end.
First goal of the 10!
Big Virg.
Jermaine.
Oh, goal!
Come to Jermaine.
Oh, what a goal!
Adrian, I'll take it back.
Goal!
Great finish.
What
Great
a finish!
Right.
Finish!
Dave, I don't know why Dave is standing up.
Go for him, really wind him up and hopefully give him a booking.
Top billing.
And no surprise.
That was...
What you do? Sky bet on money. Sky bet for all your money, your mortgage, your wife, your kids on Sky bet. Money score. That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done.
Sadio Mane. Don't forget you must be 18 plus, full terms and conditions apply, and please bet responsibly.
You've got to whipping dip.
Whipping dip.
Up the ball now. Pure, it's like this, look. Launch.
You'd be spitting feathers if you were a Brighton fan. Not because you're a seagull. See you later, Smith. We'll have a drink after.
Oh, God, I'm busy. Jermaine.
I'm not. It's up the league.
What's that goal for Brighton? Oh, what are you doing, mate?
Si, señor. Bobby was gone. Come on, Liverpool.
In case you haven't watched...